What's going on, everybody? And we are logging on to episode 148 of the podcast. We are once again doing another taste testing episode with wines. This is going to be the first one of the new year, too. We got some very special guests here tonight with us, so let me introduce you to them. First, I'm going to introduce my Grandma Cathy.
Hey, guys.
Thank you for being here once again on our wine adventures and taste testing all the different type of flavors and whatnot. And I would like to introduce to you a brand new guest on the podcast. As this pod was a year in the works to get this to happen, I would like to introduce you to Angelo Mendola.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course,
really excited to be here.
Oh yeah, I'm excited that we're actually doing this episode, and especially because I probably wouldn't have taste tested. We wouldn't have taste tested like this type of wine that we're about to taste test. Like we've been doing your basic like Pinot Grigios and all that stuff, but tonight we are doing Tuscan wines.
Yeah,
Tuscan wines. I picked mine up today. I was looking through the aisles of ShopRite, and there are so many different ones. And I'm sure there were ones that didn't even say Tuscan or like Toscana, right? And they still probably were. I wouldn't have known. But I think I picked up, I hope, two pretty good ones, you know?
Toscana is a type of grape, right? And then Tuscany is a region in Italy. So there's a lot of wines that are part of Tuscany, but the names of the towns are different. So there's like Super Tuscans come from all over, right? Super Tuscans would be using grapes that are not indigenous to the area.
Okay.
So it's a new kind of category for making Tuscan-style wine with non-Tuscan grapes. But there's areas like Bulgari, which is in Tuscany, but it wouldn't say that unless you like really zero it in on the label.
Right.
So you may not have seen Toscana, which is a type of grape, but they may have been made in Tuscany.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So a lot in there.
All right. Well, I believe we have quite the wine expert here with us tonight,
I wouldn't
too.
say expert. I drink a lot of wine. I study the wine I drink. Well, you've been to my house. You saw the wine room, so
yeah. Well, that's why I'm saying that. You got the fridge of your whole collection basically, which is awesome. That's incredible. And then the book amazes me too.
Yeah.
And I want to talk a little bit about that too. What is the book called again?
Assolin. So it's a very, very. So they make all different books, right? Mm-hmm. This book happens to be the wines that you must taste of the world. The book is tremendous. You saw it.
Huge, yeah.
Actually, it's a beautiful way they sell it to you. It comes in a wooden box and with white gloves. So when you hold the book, you shouldn't be touching it with your hand.
So gotcha.
When you transport it, and the book is tremendous. Like to turn a page, you actually need two hands.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Really, really cool book. So if you want to learn about the wines of the world, I recommend getting that book.
Hell yeah.
The coolest part, I think everyone would enjoy, is that there's actual versions of the original bottle labels on every page. So when they talk about a wine and where it's from, there's an actual label off of a bottle pasted in the middle of the page in mint condition, too, which is really, really cool.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Graham, have you ever in your life had a Tuscan wine before?
No.
You haven't?
No, I had one. You brought a bottle over, I believe, on Christmas Eve, was it?
We had a Brunello.
A Brunello,
yes. A Brunello was...
That was absolutely delicious.
That's a Sangiovese, right? It's a blend.
That was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, Kat, I gotta admit, we've been drinking wine together for almost 20 years. You've drank in Tuscan. If you're drinking with me like we have, then we're drinking Tuscan wines.
Because I was going to say, the only time I probably have was during Christmas Eve or
myself
something.
going out and buying.
Yeah, right. That's not your choice.
No.
Yeah.
It's not that it's not my choice. I just don't even think about it at the time, to quite honest.
The misconception is when you think of, a lot of folks love Napa Valley wines or California wines is because they think that's where all the Cabernets are. But I'll be honest with you, tonight, one of the selection that I brought, it's a Super Tuscan, and the blend is 85% Cabernet Sauvignon and 15% Cabernet Franc. So it's your typical California style wine made by one of the best vineyards in Italy. Probably the best, in my opinion.
Have you been to Tuscany?
No, we have to go.
That would be so much fun.
We stopped and had a couple kids, but that's the next plan for me and Jillian. We're gonna go explore that part of the world.
So let's get a little bit into that as far as like going to wineries in or out of country and whatnot. Have you been to any that really are stuck in your mind that you loved?
I haven't been to Napa Valley. I think that's where I need to go next because I would say that I favor the Italian wines. And it's really more because of the art of how they make the wines. But if you really think about it, Napa, California, United States, it's a fairly new country. They've been making wine in Europe for probably hundreds, if not 1,000 years, right? So now when it comes down to the way they make wine in California, it's based on the science of France and Italy, right? And you got Spain, Portugal, different parts of the world make wine pretty much the same way. And they steal the blends. What's the blend that makes a good Merlot good? Like, where do you get those grapes from? Are they single vineyard? Are they expanding? Are they mixing different Merlot grapes from different parts of the state based on the soil and things like that? Right. But great winemakers taste their wine, and that's why you have different levels of it. The same vineyard may put out 4 or 5 bottles of wine, but it's the same vineyard. They're using the same grapes, but different levels of blending. So I would like to see how the Californians do it. I mean, I buy them. I buy a lot of California wine, but I typically would buy the nicer ones, the ones that are more critically acclaimed and high rated.
Right.
But that's not fair either. You have to try them all.
Yeah.
We've also said on the pod a couple of times during the wine taste testings that even like some of the lesser known ones, maybe it just came out or whatever the case may be, or cheaper for that matter too, are also really excellent as well, and we were also saying that it probably wouldn't last that long once word gets around. It's like, oh, people like this, we're gonna bump it up. We're gonna bump it up. Yeah.
I mean, that's the idea, right?
That's exactly what it is.
Marketing, the best marketing you get is people drinking it. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. Price is never indicative of value when it comes to wine. Because
my husband used to say that all the time. He said, he had friends that they would spend hundreds of dollars on a bottle of wine, thinking that's the best thing you could possibly sell. Right. And he said 90. No, he said some of them are very good. He said, but on a whole, you can get very good wines on a cheaper level.
That's right. And your price is usually based on demand, too.
Correct.
So if everybody wants it, they have to raise the price so they make the biggest bang for their buck when they sell it.
Absolutely.
Whereas, when we talk about Tuscan wines, I would say the highest rated Italian wine is 100% Merlot. That's Maceto, right? Maceto is the highest rated wine from Tuscany, actually probably the highest rated wine in Italy. It's 100% Merlot.
Well, yeah.
It's like $1,800 a bottle.
Wow.
Retail. It didn't used to be. When I first was exposed to work in the restaurant business 15 years ago, we had 2 bottles of it at all times, right? 2. Other wines you have 200. Those 2 bottles were in a restaurant maybe $1,000, retail $600. Now it's $1,800. Same wine.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. It really is.
Have you ever spent that amount of money on a bottle of wine?
I bought that bottle of wine specifically.
You bought it? Yes.
Yeah, we were.
Do you still have it?
No, we drank it. We probably could have saved it, but I'll tell you a quick story. So we were in Scottsdale, Arizona, visiting my brother, spending New Year's Eve with my brother, his wife, my niece and nephews, my family. My mother actually came as well. And we were staying at the Fairmont Princess in Scottsdale, beautiful hotel, amazing steakhouse. And they bring the wine list over, and I take a look at it. We're looking for we were going to drink a couple bottles, right? There's 10 of us there. Me and my brother like to drink wine. We're usually good for a couple bottles. So I'm looking down the list. I'm like, oh, let's look at the Italian side. I doubt they have a big Italian side, but they did. So I opened it up, and I see it there. I'm like, oh, wow, look, they have the 2015. It was a 100-point rated wine that year. I looked to the price and it said like $800. I'm like, that's wrong. Maybe that's their price. Maybe that's what they sell for. So we ordered a bottle. I said, I got the wine tonight. So I said, let's get the bottle. The waiter comes over, opens it, starts pouring it. Sommelier comes over. He's like, oh, nice. You got the Maceto. Really nice. What do you know about that wine? And I said, I know a lot about it. I was shocked to see what you were selling it for. He's like, oh, okay. Walks away. Goes, looks at the wine list. I see him pull the wine list out. He's like, oh.
They forgot the one.
Oh my God.
So I guess, he had a little bit of nerve. So he came over and he said, hey, I just wanted to let you know the printed price on the menu is wrong. I said, good for you.
Yeah, right.
I bought it at the price that it says. And he goes, no, you're right. I said, I know I'm right. So we got to drink the Maceto at that price.
He must have got his ass reamed on that one.
Yeah,
I'm sure he was hurting.
Yeah.
That's a good story though. I like
that's
that
a great
one.
story.
I think we're gonna get our first wine.
Oh, this is fun. We don't know what it is.
That's right, yes. As we've been doing it since we started the wine taste testings, we've been blinding the bottles, so we have no, I guess, judgment or like, even if like it's one we got, we wouldn't know, and you know, we'll just see how it goes. We all got a glass. Where's mine? Okay, right here. All right. Now, as far as I don't want to.
What was your parents' favorite wine?
My parents, my dad was more of a wine drinker. He didn't have a higher taste palate for wine. They, old school Italian.
Old school Italian.
They drank whoever made the
wine. Did they
make
make their own?
Some friends of theirs did. So.
Yeah.
But when they didn't have enough of that left over, I remember having the pump drum in the garage. They would pump it out of the big drum into the carafes and bring it upstairs.
Yeah.
That wine, that was like drinking straight bourbon. It was so high proof. You would guaranteed a nap afterwards.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit more like, the way they would mix the grapes, they would buy the grape juice. They wouldn't actually crush the grapes themselves. It was always a little bit more like a Zinfandel. It was a lighter color.
A lighter color.
Yeah, and they would only age it for a year. So when they would take it out, it was so... I got it coming out.
Oh, nice. All right.
They would pour it, and it'd be like pink. And you're like, this might not be... You drink it, it tastes amazing, right? You taste everything. Nice. But then you were like, ooh. Hit you right in like the middle of the temples.
Like,
wow.
Pour as much as you like.
So notice the color when you pour it, too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Kat, let me pour it.
Thank you.
Put it down, and I'll pour it for you.
That's pretty.
I don't know. I think I got a little upper hand. I'll give me a little more. I got a little upper hand on you. I already noticed the color on this.
I know. You know from the corkscrew, didn't you?
No, I didn't look. I actually intentionally didn't look at what it said. I put it right here, so I still can't see.
This is pretty color. It's really nice.
Nice.
So we should let this, whatever it is, there's a lot of questions about what you should do with wine when you first open it, right? How should you let it breathe? And, I think the best rule of thumb would be in a glass 10 minutes, in a carafe 5, or you could just drink it. And you'll know right away. The beauty of red wine is your first sip and your last sip is like drinking 2 different wines, which is amazing.
And what's the mentality towards that? Like different taste to it at the end and whatnot?
Yeah, remember, this is fermented fruit, right? So it's making its own alcohol with sulfites.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Just like if you were to, take rubbing alcohol and throw it on the table, eventually it would dry and evaporate. Mm-hmm. So when this is open, the alcohol is actually evaporating out of it. And that's why if you put your nose into it, your first smell is always like, ooh, it's a little strong, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as you swirl it, it's like letting all the alcohol out, and then you'll take another smell and it changes. Now it starts to smell like fruit. And now think about that over 10 minutes of doing that.
Yeah, right.
So there's still alcohol in it, but you're letting that high pressure air that was in there get out. Mm-hmm. So remember when I opened that bottle in my house and I put it through the 4-way
that
filter,
was very cool. Yeah,
took all the air out of it.
It took all the air out immediately.
Immediately decanted the wine. It was ready to drink as soon as I poured it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought that was for just like so you didn't get like any piece of the
well, that too. That's why the filter
and
was
whatnot and all that. Yeah. But also even the shape of that glass and everything, very cool. It was awesome.
Yeah. This is almost ready, actually. Delicious.
I do really like the color of it and the smell for it too, for that matter.
Well, I'm tasting mine.
Yeah. Well, let's cheers it real quick. Cheers. All right.
To my rookie season on the podcast.
Yes.
And lots of luck on. Was this 148?
148.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you get when you taste that? What are some of the notes you get? Everybody's different. No wrong answers.
Let me take one more sip.
Think of the other foods you know.
Well, the first thing I'll say about it, very, very smooth. That's first off. I think even with no like bitter aftertaste or anything like that, it's just fully smooth. I like that a lot. As far as like the taste of it, like thinking food wise, like what would I eat with it?
Yeah, that's a good start. What would you eat with that? Probably be something meat, right?
Yeah, I would definitely go with like a nice ribeye steak with it.
Yeah, raw ribeye you could eat, drink with anything.
Yeah. I would definitely say like a nice steak with this. Yeah.
So what'd you eat for dinner tonight? You had pizza?
Yeah.
Okay. So this would go well with that, right? Your tomato and cheeses, things like that.
Yeah.
Definitely some red meat, good lamb, a nice hearty fatty steak like a ribeye I think would go phenomenal with this as well.
Yeah.
I'm starting to pick up on what I think this one is, but I get like vanilla a little bit. I get a little bit of the notes of vanilla. I definitely get like a high intensity of almost a little citrus, but I think that's because it still needs to open a little bit. So then like your next sip should get more plummy, and
That's what I'm tasting, plummy.
yeah.
And it has like a woodsy taste to me, too.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
a fan
like
right
this
now.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Me too.
Are we gonna know at the end what these are? Like,
Yes.
is there a big reveal?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I like this
And
one a
also, when
lot.
it comes to rating too, it's 1 through 10, and one of my
He's
favorite
very
things
big
to
on
do.
decimals.
Decimal points include like
Yeah,
9.5.
solid numbers
whatever.
are amateur ratings. I know. Taking a page out of Portnoy's book.
Yeah, exactly.
This is really nice.
Now, when you're in the store going to buy a bottle of wine, is it always something you know what you're looking for, or are you always like looking around and seeing what piques your interest?
So I order my wine. I have like 3 places I'll get wine from. One is actually wine.com.
I've heard. They
have a great stewardship program, and there's a little bit of AI built into their membership, so they know the wines you like, and they kind of alert you. When,
They alert you on what
so they know I'm a Tuscan wine drinker, and I do like some others on the white side, like BB Greats and the Great Vineyard. That's an unbelievable wine. If you ever get your hands on BB Greats, that's secretly one of the most fantastic wines you'll drink that way. So wine.com is one of them. Their stewardship program's awesome. We should get them to sponsor us for this. Another place is I have a sommelier that's in Italy who has relationships with a lot of vineyards, and he creates these massive lists of wines he can get deals on.
Oh, okay.
Some of them will be aged, so like I bought a 6-pack, so a case of a Brunello Barby, which is a very high-end Tuscan Brunello, but it was a 1998. And looking that up, it wasn't their best year, but 98 was a great year. I would say like maybe 4th or 5th best of the 90s. It's all based on like volcanic eruptions, how much rain did they
on
get,
the weather conditions, and that how the grapes are.
That's right. So I get things like that from him, or he'll text me like, "Hey, I just got my hands on a pallet of Ornellaia." Ornellaia is probably the second best Italian Super Tuscan in my opinion. They also are the vineyard for Maceto, which is the best. So I have this. I got my hands on the 2016. Like 2016 was 100 points. Ask him the price. If the price is somewhat reasonable versus what it was retail, we'll get it from him. So, to your question though, when I go into a store, I usually have an idea of where I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But depending on the store, they may specialize in high-end California Petit Syrahs or a good Cabernet, or they may have a great Barolo section from Italy, like from Piedmont. So they may have great Barbarescos and Barolos. Depending on what the store's I usually spend a good 10 minutes before I decide on which way I'm going.
Sure.
Seeing what the store actually has.
Yeah.
They may have a great wine buyer that works there and who's just secretly buying amazing wine. And then you always ask, is there a wine room? Is there a reserved wine room? So you may not even know. Like there's a liquor store in Homedale. It looks like your regular liquor store. They have huge fridges of different craft beers and all that stuff. They have all their spirits on the other side. In the middle is all this wine. But tucked in the back, there's this wooden door that says, real little letters, wine room. And you open it up, and there's all the reserves. Like all the good high-end wines. Like very beautifully decorated in their boxes. And I'll go take a peek in there if they have one of those.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I wish the liquor store I worked at had that. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. But very cool though. So wine.com is like the main one, and then you your buddy too as well. Is that something that both of you would be like interested in, like at like I don't know, like as like a hobby to like be working for someone or even for yourself and tasting wines and recommending them to people and whatnot?
It's big business.
Big business, and even rating them as well. Points even for like your store or whatever too.
Have you
I
ever
think that would be
seen,
cool.
like, so James Suckling, who's one of the most, I'd say, famous wine tasters, has a YouTube channel, Instagram, and all that. And they have like these shots of him and his team sitting at these long tables with hundreds of bottles of wines, and then these big buckets next to them, and they all have a notepad out, and they taste the wine, they spit it out, and then they rate it. And then that's the rating the wine gets. Like, that's what's gonna get put on the internet. James Suckling, gave this one a 92, which is a pretty good score. But then if he gives you a 99, now you have to really pay attention to that wine. Like, 99 is serious. That's your, in your rating system, that's your 9.9.
Right. And I also get confused a little. I'll rate it right after this last thing. Like you said, they have like thousands of bottles of wines. Like not aftertaste, like the lingering taste of other ones. Like, could you really judge the next wine that well?
You have to train. You can't be a smoker. You can't have had citrus that day. No chocolate that day. Certain toothpaste
their palates
they use.
have to be completely cleaned.
Yeah. Right.
There's a whole training. It's
Yeah,
like training for the Olympics.
Yeah, exactly.
Wine tasting.
Of taste buds.
So to answer your question, no, I'd never want to do that. But I do love talking about it. I love drinking it.
Yes.
So I get to actually drink the wine. The wine tasters have to spit it out.
That's true.
I like how we.
I can't spit that out.
No.
It's too good.
I think we already figured out which one this one is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, and it's always hard, the first one for the rating for me. I don't want to put it too high or too low, whatever. I do want to set a standard, but this was very good. I'm gonna go with an 8.6. I'm gonna go with that.
I gotta ask you first before we proceed. What's the highest score you've given a wine yet?
I don't think I've ever given anything a 10 yet, but
10 would be serious. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean the highest is probably around like a 9.7 or 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is an 8.6 for you, and you've rated a wine 9.7 before.
Yes,
Okay.
but
It was Cabernet, one of the Cabernets.
it was, yeah, it was one of the first one we did.
I think it was a Joseph
This
Phelps.
definitely isn't
Yes.
Cabernet. There's no Cabernet in this. I know
Well,
which
you
wine
could tell
this
by
is.
the color, by itself, yeah.
So Cabernet is like cheating a little because it's such an amazing full-bodied grape, right? Once you put it in your mouth, it's like tight.
Yeah. But also, I also like to rate them as far as like just this category of wines. Like, if I was to put it all together, then that's when the scores might be changing a little bit.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure we're on the same rating
yeah.
Oh
system.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll go last.
What you thinking, Graham?
I really like this one.
Yeah, it is a good one. Very good one.
And I'm usually a low rater. My thing is 9.
9.
9. Very nice.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, Kat. This is a 9 for me.
All right.
I really, really like this one.
I was thinking 9. I might have sent it to you telekinesis. 9 was what I saw. I think to get over the 9. Meanwhile, this may be a very high-rated wine. We would need to drink it in its pure, best form, which would be a little less cold, opened, and decanted, and maybe, different setting, right? Like, knowing what you're drinking.
What you're drinking.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is pretty crazy. Not knowing what you're drinking makes you really second guess yourself. Because I think I know what it is because I've tasted this wine before. I know what it is. I just gotta remember which one it is.
Right. So you went with 9.2 for
9.0. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, but you don't like your solid scores?
No, I do. I don't mind them.
No, I tease him on that.
Yeah.
I constantly tease him on the
Yeah.
So we might call him Mr. Decimal.
Yeah. No, this was very good. Now I'm curious about the next one that we drink, because I honestly think all of these are going to be very good. So I think
What do we have? 3
3
bottles, 3 different wines.
Two each different ones.
Two each different ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
So 3 different ones. Okay.
Yeah. And I think they're all going to be good. So it's going to be hard. I feel
it'll
like
be
to.
interesting.
Yeah. But all right, we'll move on to the next one. Actually, I should probably keep this open, right? Air out in case
Yeah.
we go on seconds or whatnot.
Yeah.
We'll keep that one there.
Do you go to, is the wines mostly from Tuscany that you buy? I mean, do you
No,
like Spanish wines or
I do. I do.
Australian or Portugal?
I do. I like
wines?
the smaller grape wines, so I
Yeah.
like the Shiraz, but really
I
I
used to have I loved the Shiraz.
Yeah, south of the equator it's Shiraz, north of the equator it's Syrah. So there's a lot of California Syrah. That grape itself.
The one from what was it called? My husband and I used to have it all the time, and it started out like $10 a bottle.
Oh my god, from Australia.
Yeah, and it went up to like 22.
Yeah,
It was and he found it.
I remember when we were first buying Stag's Leap Petite Syrah. I was probably
Syrah.
first time I was introduced to that I was probably 18, so it was like over 20 years ago, right? And I saw that wine, and it was very low price. It was in a restaurant that would be on your lower end of pricing. So pretty bottle standard, big base, skinny top, and very simple label. Stag's Leap always writes there in nice script, very simple white label, and then it just said Petite Syrah on the year. And we got to taste these wines. The wine reps would come and try to, if we weren't ordering wine, they know we're not moving wine, so they'd say, "Hey, have you guys tasted this wine? You're not selling it." And we're like, "No." So, all right, let's open a bottle. They open a bottle and they poured it, and as he poured it out, it was as purple as like your, when you were a kid, you used to drink that grape juice.
Grape juice. Well, just grape juice.
Couldn't see through it. Like this one, you can see through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Poured it out, and I'm just looking at it. I'm like, well, I don't think I've ever poured that wine before. So he does his little swirl and says, "Here, try this." And I take a sip. I'm like, ooh, that tastes like a Cabernet, like a really good Cabernet. And after taking a couple sips, I said, okay, I'm going to sell this. And when people would come in, I sold it as, if you want to try something really nice that has a very low price point, a fair price point, I recommend this. I think we were selling it for $40, right? It might have been a $15 bottle of wine at that time, retail. And then we had people like, "I want the Stag's Leap. Do you have it? Do you have it?" They would come back and say they want, because it was like a home run. You got this great tasting wine for $40. We had wines that went up to $3,000 on that wine list. So people were getting away with murder. And then after a while, I remember, we have to reprint the wine list. Prices are changing. I'm like, first thing I look for, the couple wines I sell a lot of, and then this wine, and it went from 40 to 60. I went, holy shit. I said, look at the price jump. Because it was catching steam, and then the restaurant was catching steam. So I said, okay let's take advantage now.
Yeah.
But now you go buy that wine, it might be that retail. So in restaurants, you're 3 to 4x of retail. Now that's the price retail, what we used to sell in the restaurant.
That's amazing.
And that's a Petite Syrah, so that grape they are.
Yeah.
So it's a tiny little, it's a Syrah grape, but Petite Syrah, so it's like when it's still young and the skin is still thick. So when you bust that bad boy open, you get a little bit of juice, but it's like, you ever pick an unripened fruit and like a little bit of the nectar comes out? That's what's coming out of that tiny grape.
Yeah.
Syrah is the one, because there's also Shiraz too, right?
Well,
Same grape.
It is same grape.
Yeah.
So
It's just different regions where it's coming from.
So
Gotcha.
south of the equator is called Shiraz. It's called Syrah north of the equator.
Yeah.
Okay, understood.
Matter of fact, I remember the name of it was when we first started buying it was Rosemont.
Oh yes, yeah.
Rosemont, and then
From Marlborough? Is it from New Zealand?
New Zealand was one. Yeah.
I don't think I've had any Spanish wines or what was the other one you said too? The
Australian.
Australian. I don't think I've had either.
Australians have a lot of good white wines. They make the Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Well, a lot of those good Sauvignon Blancs are there because it's a hot area.
Well, that's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
They're gear more towards the white.
Yeah.
Because it's so hot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wine. A lot of lighter wine.
Yes, that's right. So sunlight and white grapes go well.
Exactly.
Darkness and moisture with red grapes go well.
Exactly.
I think maybe then we had an Australian one for the Sauvignon Blanc one. Maybe someone brought one for that, and I'm just not remembering.
I really don't remember.
High probability that there's so many out there.
Can I have the spit bucket, please?
Oh yeah, of course. Here you go.
Thank you.
So we're doing a rinse, and then the next one.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Boom.
Make this a fair contest. Clean
Yes.
the
All right. Moving on to number 2. Hopefully this is a easier cork to take off here. which I think it is.
Yeah, like twist and pull. Try not to break it.
I know.
I know. I've broken corks. They break.
There we go.
You can't make an omelet without breaking eggs, right?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, but so frustrating. What's your oldest bottle of wine that you have?
Ooh, a good question. I have a 1974 Chateau Lafite Rothschild. I don't know why I'm still saving it. It might not be good.
I know.
I did get it from a reputable estate sale, so it was someone who did have a wine room temperature, but they didn't live there for like the last year.
That could be.
So
that
I don't
could
know.
hurt you.
But
Yeah.
I didn't pay a lot of money for it. That wine bottle is probably a $20,000 bottle of wine.
My husband had bottles like that from early 1970s.
Yep.
The Rothschild, and then he opened up one for a special occasion.
No good.
It was
Yeah.
It was drinking vinegar.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to cry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It is a sad day when you're saving it.
And
you
you're
look
saving
at
it, saving it, and so what I did was that I saved all those type of bottles of wine and to try
Yeah.
to take the label off.
Yep.
And make a book out of it.
Yep.
I tried, and now they're still up there.
Yeah.
But I tried on 2 bottles. One came off okay.
Yeah.
And the other one just started
Crumbling.
crumbling. And I didn't want to touch any more of them because it would break my heart.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah.
It would, they're really special.
Yes, and that's a special wine. I mean, that wine's in books. Like most people who are even studying wine would know that and Petrus and
Right.
some of the other.
It was
French
just heartbreaking. And I just so I look up in the closet and I just I can't.
I do have another bottle that it's actually pretty crazy how they do it. So Biondi Santi, which is it's a Sangiovese vineyard. They make a Brunello called Biondi Santi, Brunello de Montalcino. They bottle their wines later. So they vint them and they put the year on it. So let's just say they just vinted 2024, right? Let's just say they're vinting this year right now. They'll barrel it and keep it there and then put it in glass drums and then bottle it later, some of it, right? They'll bottle it 5 years from now, but they'll put the year
They'll put the year on it.
that it was vinted.
Smart.
So the bottle is pristine. So I have a 1988 Biondi Santi. I showed you, remember? When we were, oh man, I remember we were drinking. We were a couple of Barolos in that. So I showed you. I said, check this out. I had a 1988 Biondi Santi and a 2010 Biondi Santi. They were identical.
No, I do remember. Yes.
The label quality and the even the color was identical. I said, I bet you, because I had bought that probably 5 years ago, the 88. I said, I bet you they bottled this at the same time they bottled this one.
But yeah.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's crazy.
Wow. Do you still buy vintage wines like that? I mean, are you good?
I've been disappointed before.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really it's
Now I look up the years that they had. The rating system that exists today is pretty old. It's not that new. It's new enough or old enough where the wines are still good. So California wines, you would never buy a aged California
No,
wine.
either
They
would
have
I,
to be
yeah.
drinking young. In fact, they're actually better young. The Italian wines have a drink period. So, a couple of wines I brought tonight are at that point now. Actually, both of them are. So they're both at the 9-year, 10-year mark right now, which most people would never let their wine get that far because they don't have enough of it, so they drink it.
right, exactly.
So 9 years for a Tuscan or Super Tuscan is right around the time the vinter, the people who grow and make the wine, grow the grapes and make the wine, would tell you to drink this wine because it just reached its maturity peak. Right? It's not that it would be bad after or it's bad before, but that's the peak.
That's the peak of it, yeah.
So when you look at that, to buy young Italian wine, it's not to drink it. So you have to have discipline. You're going to buy this wine that you want, and you're going to put it somewhere and forget about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Almost like a time capsule sort of thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people go to the store and it goes wine off the shelf into a brown bag to the countertop and open it.
And
Yes,
open it.
right.
Right? There's a little bit of discipline there.
Yeah.
All right, let's do number 2.
Let's do number 2. Yeah, give me your glass, Ken.
That I was gonna ask that too. Like you said that it doesn't mean it's gonna be bad before or after that time period. But as far as like expiration and whatnot, like there really is no for this type at all.
If you're temperature controlled,
If
and
you,
don't
if you
shake
have
it
to
up-
have it major,
Yeah.
you have to have it temperature controlled. That's really
That's a good topic conversation too. People would disagree on the temperature to keep wine.
exactly.
I
They
keep
would.
mine
Yeah.
at 53. People think that's cold. Like 55 should be where, I used to have it at 50. I noticed what was happening to my corks, so I went up a couple of degrees, but I don't like it at 55. I feel like it sours the wine sometimes. And some of those wines are a little special. So my wine fridge is a dual zone. So not for red and white, but just to have two different zones. So the Chiantis and the Amarones, those kind of wines that are a little bit less sensitive, they're durable. I put them at the colder, and my more sophisticated, trying to preserve that taste, I put them at that 53. Like
Exactly.
that's how I do that.
Yeah, it's very hard to keep that going.
You actually, believe it or not, you should open your fridge. They tell you to, when you open it, close it right away. I like to open it, kind of let the thermostat reset, and I see if it goes down or up like a degree or not, and then I close it right away.
Okay.
Does heat?
full-
Well, I know heat. Obviously, like
good, yeah.
in the summer temperatures, like say it's 90 to 100 degrees. Does that affect your wine coolers at all?
No, because they're in the
If
basement.
they're in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why wine cellars are always underground.
See, but that's where all our wines were in the
Yeah.
basement.
Yeah, moisture's
In
okay.
cement,
Right. Cinder blocks.
cinder blocks.
I think my basement probably is, if I didn't put anything on, it would be 60 degrees with or without air conditioner and heat, right? So in the summertime, you have to, in the wintertime, you do have to put a little heat on. But that room has no heat on purpose. It's temperature controlled from the outside,
Right.
and the wine coolers that the wines are in are temperature controlled as well.
Alrighty.
All right. This is a much darker in
It
color.
Much
is. I
darker
was going to say
color.
that before.
This looks great. I gotta be honest with you, Frankie. Me and your grandma are pouring double the amount of wine you are.
Yeah?
The host has his drink.
Yeah. Call me out of my own goddamn pot. Alright. Let's do it. Cheers or no?
Smells amazing. Cheers. She's going right to it. The notes on this one are way different. Way
Oh
different.
yeah.
This is drinking a little bit like a Cabernet.
It looks like it too.
Yep. I'm really curious on what this one is, because it's good. What do you think? You like this one better than the other one?
No,
No.
but I do like it.
So now I'm starting to understand your palate, because I know what that last one was. That's amazing. It's amazing. I'm not telling you what I know.
You know what?
I know. I don't know what this one is. I'm puzzled.
I think I like the first one better than this one, but it is good. I always bring up the aftertaste to it. For some reason, that's important to me. And I like it. It's pretty sweet towards the end for me.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I like the first one better, too. This is different, though. This is definitely...
I do
Yeah,
like it,
yeah,
but it is sweeter at the end.
yeah.
Taste.
Sure.
And
Getting like
it's
peach, plum.
very much like a Cabernet
Yeah.
to me, anyway.
Yeah, look
it's
at
not
the
as
label.
heavy as a Cabernet, but yeah.
You could take a look at your glass, too. Like, does it... They call it legs, right? So does it have legs? This one has legs. Like, can you see the wine...
Oh, like the
when you-
outline of it sort
Yeah,
of deal?
If you cover the sides of the glass with it, do you see it coming down? Like
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, right.
So it has legs.
All right, Mr. Decimal.
We're going right
Yeah.
to the rating?
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna go...
So you put our... you got a...
Yeah, I wrote down the rating so far. I do like it, but I think that first one is kind of way better than this one, I think.
Way better. Wow.
Way better. Like,
I love it.
I did like the first one a lot. So, I'm going to stay in the 8s. Well, actually, I think I'm just going to make it an 8.
No decimal.
No decimal.
Big
no
props to
decimal
the
for this
host.
one. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll do
You went
for that
real
one.
low.
Yeah, because you know what? When I like, and this is for anything, eating or drinking, whatever, it's like that first taste of it, a first time ever trying it. Like, if not, it's not that I'm not impressed with it, but like, if I'm not like almost in love with it at first.
Right. You
then
know
it's-
right away if you like something.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And you know, that could change after a second sip or whatnot. Sure.
Remember, it changes.
Exactly.
breathes.
Yes. So it could change as I keep on drinking it, but right now I'm keeping it at an 8. I'm impressed with it, but not as good as the first one. That's what I'll
I'll tell you
say.
a quick story. So we bought a 3 liter. So 3 liters would be 4 bottles in 1 bottle, right? So every 750. So 3 liters, 4. It's a quad magnum of a very expensive Barolo. Barolo comes from the area of Piedmont, which is the Italian side of the Swiss Alps, right?
Okay.
So a little bit colder area. They do have 4 seasons there. When they vint their wine, it's like rush to vint. So some
Right.
of the best wines in Italy come from that area. So like there's a vineyard called Gaia. The vinter is Angelo Gaia, so I happen to like him a lot.
Of course.
So Gaias are very expensive because they're limited quantities, and they have a very low tolerance for low quality. So everything they vent is superb. So we had a quad magnum of a Gaia. So if you were anyone watching, or if you after the show want to look up the average price of a Gaia bottle of Barolo, you're gonna be blown away because it's way overpriced. Not overpriced, that's the wrong word, but very expensive. So we had a quad magnum. Very exciting, this bottle coming out, right? It was so exciting that they put this bottle in a mechanism that they used a turn to pour it, right? So they didn't physically hold the bottle. It leaned on this wooden, it looked like a trolley that they rolled this out on. The bottle sat on a diagonal, and they rolled this thing, and it tipped over to pour, and they rolled it back to stop. Right?
Oh, whoa. Okay.
It was amazing. So, we ordered appetizers. It was a dinner. So
Yeah.
we ordered appetizers. Here comes the bottle. There was like a little show. They had 2 waiters to hold it. The sommelier took the cork out. He did it with the hot metal. They went to pour it. They poured everyone a tasting glass, right? And some people didn't care. They kind of just left their glass there. And here I am with 2 other people getting really excited to try this wine. I've never had this wine actually before. I go to take a sip, and I put the glass down. And I'm just like waiting. And I'm looking around. I'm like, this tastes weird. I'm like, is it because it's bad? Is it bad? And I know the price of this bottle, so I'm not going to be shy to say we're not drinking this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm looking around, and everyone else is like making these faces. I'm like, does it taste weird to you? And they're like, no, I think it needs to open. It needs to open up more. So I said, can you call the sommelier over? I said, did you try it? He goes, no, I'm about to. I was waiting for you guys to try it. So he takes a sip. He's like, get this bottle out of here. Bring a new one. Now I'll tell you the price of that bottle. That was a $5,000 bottle of wine.
Whoa.
And it was bad.
I said I knew something was wrong, but these guys were ready to drink it. The sommelier took a sip and said, get this bottle out of here. Bring another one.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
I can see that happen.
Yeah, definitely. And good on that guy too for being pretty honest with it too. Like, obviously, it either could have gone 2 ways for them. It was like,
So
yeah,
did he
we're not
bring
drinking
another
this, we're not
bottle
paying
out?
for it. Or if they were gonna drink it, all right.
And
There
did
you
he
go.
bring another bottle
Yes.
out? And
Same
how
one.
was that?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Oh, it was good. Good.
Immediately knew the difference. Like, it had almost like if your garbage can sat in your kitchen for too long.
Yeah.
Like
That kind of
kind
smell?
of, yeah, that kind of smell and taste almost. Like putting it to your nose, your nose gets the taste first, right?
Yeah.
I just knew something wasn't right. It was sour, had this very old smell to it. I said, this isn't right. It shouldn't taste, it shouldn't make me angry to drink this
Right,
thing.
to drink it.
I'm angry drinking it. Usually the anger comes later when you get the bill. Well,
So
cheers
what's
to
your
that.
rating?
I'm going to go lower than my last score, too. I'm going to take one more sip. We gave this thing about 5 minutes in the glass. Let's give it one more. It's getting better. I'm not going to go that low. I gave that one a 9. This one I'm going to go 8.7.
Okay. Not too far off from the past score
Yeah.
at all.
There's a couple notes that I'm really liking that's
So me too.
reminding me of something.
I'm going 8-5.
8-5.
I
All
like
right.
that score. That's a fair score. You don't have to be biased there.
There you go. Boom. Yeah, I agree. I would say it's definitely getting better as I take more steps of it. But I think I am going to keep it at the 8 though, for sure.
But definitely changed, right? That theory's holding.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You could invest in a decent decanter from anywhere.
Anywhere you can get that.
You could even start with a carafe too, just to, because carafes are designed like this, so it's like a big bottom, a skinny middle,
And then
then
get rid of it, yeah.
and opens the top. All
Yeah.
that's doing is letting the air out. So that's all you want. And if you pour it, just like a beer, right? When you pour a beer right out of the bottle and you pour it on an angle, you can knock the air out.
Yeah, right.
Technically, if you ask any bartender, you should let the air out.
Yeah.
You should let a head form, because you don't want to drink a beer full of air, right?
I saw a TikTok that. What's the bar rescue guy name?
That's that might be the guy that I saw too.
Yeah, he
Bar
said
rescue?
the video is like, yeah, they'll pour it on the side, but it's like, and then he
Yes.
was even saying that like it's also unhealthy to do that too and whatnot. You want it to foam up at first and
Yes, you
everything
do want
like
it to
that.
foam up,
Yes,
for
yeah.
I
It's
pour
like, wow.
the beers like, if you take a pint glass, hold your beer like this, take your pint glass, put it on top of the beer, and then flip it together and pull the beer out of the glass, and you'll notice when you take the bottle out, all the foam will be in the bottle. All the beer will be in the glass, and all the foam will be in the bottle.
In the
Oh, science.
Do you ever
man.
drink? Do you ever,
Crazy. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
When people take alcohol and make science out of it, we have a problem.
but there is a science to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it definitely is.
I'm having fun drinking. I mean, we drink all the time together, but drinking like this, talking about the wine.
Yeah.
I feel like this was like 2 weeks ago in my kitchen, right? What we did.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
Oh, so are we doing question next?
Yeah, we're gonna move on to some trivia next, and I'll explain to you guys in the audience how we're gonna do it. We got cut up questions here that why they're stapled, but okay.
That's what moms do.
Derek, that's office-like.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. So we could either have it in whatever order it's in, and we just grab it one by one. Or you could grab it randomly, whatever piece of paper, whatever works.
Well, we don't know what they are anyway.
No.
So
Yeah, no.
Doesn't matter.
It's gonna have 4 multiple choice answers on it with the question there, and I have the answers right here. We'll score our points, or how do you guys want to do it? You want it? Whoever draws it has to answer it, or someone draws it, we all have to answer it.
Oh, I like that.
We
I
all
like that.
answer
But
it.
then we could have equal scores then, right? How do you want it? What do you want it to shake out to be? There's a winner.
Yeah,
Yeah, they could be a tie if you do it that way.
true. But tiebreakers are fun too. We can
All right,
figure out
let's
something
do it.
for a
I
like
tiebreaker.
tiebreakers.
Yeah.
Do a random, off the wall question.
Yes. Maybe not even wine related. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Got some great movie posters up here. Too.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, my favorite one is the one right in back of me. Like that's the complete trilogy set right there with that one. And I got that poster when I saw with my dad The Dark Knight Rises in IMAX, which was awesome, and I've kept it ever since. Alrighty, throw these in the middle here. All right, so that'll be the rule. I'll draw the first one. I'll read out the question and the multiple choice answers. We'll give it, I don't know, 20 to 30 seconds for us all to each write an answer. And when I say 3, 2, 1, go, up, see who gets it right, and then we'll
You
write
have
our
your
points.
Timer on?
Yeah, I'll set that up right
So what do
now.
you think,
Writing-
20, 30 seconds?
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
How long you want to do? 10 seconds?
Are these questions wine related?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
They're all wine
Yeah,
related.
all wine related. Yes. I'm not
He
too
wants
sure
2
if
seconds.
it's like Tuscan.
I just think 30 seconds is a
specific.
little long. It's like a real TV commercial.
Yeah, you're right. We'll do.
You could do 20 seconds rather than 30.
You know what? Let's even go with 15.
15.
All right, you
There
got
we
it.
go. That's
All right,
where we got
yeah.
it. Yeah.
All right. Timer. Let's do. Oh wait, not the one. Yeah. There we go. Let's just do a minute, though. Damn. All right, we'll do this one. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready.
I'll say go when the timer starts. So, first one, we got... Which of the following red wines is not made in Tuscany? Vino Noble da Montepulciano, I butchered that one. Barolo, Brunello di Montalcino, or Chianti Classico. Go. All right, good? All right.
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we all got different answers here. All right, so Angelo, you said Barolo is not made in Tuscany. I thought you said it was.
It's in Piedmont.
Oh, okay. And you have the Chianti Classico. I put the Vino. Let's see what we got as the answer here. She's nuts.
She taste stapled that one too.
She closed this. She closed this
Oh,
up.
she sealed it.
Yeah, she sealed it. That is smart.
Wow, that is hysterical.
Okay. This was number 2. I promise it is Barolo. You were correct. You got a point there, Angelo. Very nice.
Okay.
And I guess without really looking, we got 15, right? Okay.
I just told you.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
But I got it mixed up. I thought you said it was. I thought you said
So
it was
Chianti
there.
is an area, right? But then you have Chianti Classico, which is like a fake name for Chianti. But Chianti itself is in Tuscany.
I know. But I don't know. She showed me that. I don't know why I picked it, but I did.
I just told you. Tuscany, Piedmont, Barolo is in the opposite side of Swiss Alps.
All right.
That's all right. Here we go.
Here we go. Next one. The signature red grape of Tuscany is Sangiovese, Nebbiolo, Cabernet Sauvignon, Sagrantino.
What'd you say for the first one?
Sangiovese. I think I'm saying that right. Like Sangiovese. All right. I feel like you said this too. I'm gonna go.
You have to rewatch this, Frank.
Yeah. All right.
You'll get to see it during editing. How many times I said it.
All right. I could be really wrong with this. 3, 2, 1. Damn it! Yeah, was not paying attention too well.
That's actually what makes a Tuscan wine Tuscan.
Yes.
We'll do this. You got 2 points, Ange. Graham's got 1. I got no. All right, we'll do 1. No, we'll do 2 more.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. Oh wait, I didn't even look at the answer. I don't need to though, right? That was it.
So look at it.
All right.
Confirm it, baby.
Number 1. Yep, Sangiovese. All right. Here we go. Present in wine grapes, citrus fruits, and other produce, which of these compounds is an essential component of wine in enlivening it, and it cut out the rest of it. So present in wine grapes, citrus fruits, and other produce, which of these compounds is an essential component of wine? Enlivening it. Enlivening it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all I got here. It cut out, though. So, acid, fat, cane, or odium. Or oidium. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, Cheech, you ready?
Yep, ready? Here, all right, 3, 2, 1.
This is a shot in the dark. Acid.
Acid. You both had acid. I put the odium. It is. This was number 3.
Well, that would be fruit, wouldn't it?
It is acid. Damn it!
Well, this is your show, Frank. You can edit all this stuff.
I could be a comeback king.
How many questions we got left?
This is going to be number 4 out of 5 that we're doing right now. But we got 15 altogether. Okay? All right. Here we go. The best Chianti Classicos can typically be described as... All right. Just try to remember these answers, I guess. Light-bodied with spicy red pepper and herb notes. 2. Dense and inky with a cooked fruit character. 3. Medium to full-bodied with a subtle texture of berry, cherry, and chocolate flavors. Or 4. Very tannic and dominated by tar, leather, and coffee flavors. All right. Boom.
1, 2, 3, or 4. You don't have to
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because
right.
Chianti.
Okay. Let's get this one right. 3, 2, 1.
1.
Oh, you guys are on your game. Like, you both put it, so it's like, damn it, that's probably it. All right. That one is... Oh, wait a minute. We're all wrong. We're all wrong here. It's
Really?
actually 3.
What was 3?
Medium to full-bodied with a subtle texture of berry, cherry, and chocolate flavors.
I'm going to
I don't know about that one.
respectfully disagree with Google. I would say Chianti would be your lightest color, more palatable for anyone, which is lighter. You know, it's on the lighter side. But okay. All right,
Interesting.
Google.
All right.
We're going to have to bring Google in here.
Yeah, right, for
Or
real.
OpenAI, whoever wrote that one.
Computer is not always right.
All right, last one for now. Here we go. Thanks to famed Edgar Allan Poe story, you likely know the name of this dry style of sherry that is richer than fine sherries but lighter. I feel like there was more to that one too. Did we get that or should I repeat?
Repeat it.
Okay. Thanks to the famed Edgar Allan Poe story, you likely know the name of this dry style of sherry. I'm actually just going to leave it as that. So the answers are Appisamento, Fortunato, Amontillado, or Pedro, whatever you say this, Ximenex, I mean,
Do the
Ximenez,
first 2 again?
Appisamento, or Fortunato. If you guys want to look at it, I don't know if I'm saying them right.
Appisamento, Fortunato, Amontillado, and Pedro Jimenez.
Okay.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah, that one I wasn't going to try. All right.
I'm guessing here. I'm being
Yeah.
honest. That's a straight up guess for me. You too, Kat? Yeah.
I chose this one because I like the name. You got yours? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1.
1.
Wow.
Me and you are on the same. Every
Wow. 6. It is 1. It's 1.
I'm actually rooting for you at this point.
Damn.
You gotta get him 1.
Yeah, for real.
All right, what do we got at the break for the scores?
Number 3.
So, all right, Angelo, you got a total of 4. Grandma, you got a total of 3, and I got 0 for that right now.
Goose egg for the host.
Oh, I gotta rewrite these real quick. Boom, boom.
So now we're going for the next round, huh?
Correct.
Yes. And all right.
Pass me the bucket.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
So out of the 3 Batmans,
Yeah.
with the Nolan Batmans,
Mm-hmm.
which one was your favorite?
I think it's most people's, but it is The Dark Knight. But if I had to put them in order,
But it did change the drama of it with Heath Ledger as Joker. I gotta be honest.
without a doubt,
Oh,
like
there was-
I wanted to put a
That
poll
was,
up.
he was scared.
He was, yeah.
He was, yeah. I
thought he
wanted
was-
to put a poll up on the podcast Instagram saying, like, would The Dark Knight still be an excellent movie without him?
Yes.
You think so?
It would be a good movie.
He led the movie. He did carry it. 'Cause
Correct.
you were curious on what craziness he was going to get
He
away
was
with next.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he walked into the meeting
Oh,
With the crooks?
and then he put the guy's face through the pen,
Yep.
and then everyone just stood there and goes, and then the Russian guy says, I want to hear what he has to say.
Yes. Yeah. Great part.
I think it would be a good movie, but I mean, he made he.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Christian Bale's got to be your favorite Batman at this point.
I think
Yes, he
yeah,
is.
no doubt.
He is. Yeah. So, my answer to that poll question would be, I do think it would still be an excellent movie. Well, obviously not as good with Heath Ledger, but I do think it still would have been an excellent movie.
You're
because
saying with someone else playing the Joker?
just not having him in it. They might have not even had to go a Joker route for that movie. I still think it would have been a really
Well, Christian
good.
Bale was. I mean, that was really his performance as Batman. I mean,
But not-
to
not
me,
even-
he was Batman. To
Yeah,
me.
yes. And not even Christian Bale doing an excellent job, but it's also directed by Christopher Nolan. And I guess this could be a little biased, but he's like my favorite director ever. And
He's
he
good.
could almost do no wrong except for that movie Tenet he made a couple years back.
Yeah,
But-
Tenet missed. It did.
Yeah, it did miss. in
You
my
know,
opinion.
Nolan has producer creds on Man of Steel and
Yeah.
Batman vs Superman.
I didn't
Just
know
Man of
Batman
Steel.
v
Maybe just Man
Superman,
of Steel, you're right,
but
MLS.
definitely Man of Steel, because that came out right like after The Dark Knight came
Yeah,
out.
absolutely.
So he was kind of involved with DC there, but I think he then realized what they were trying to do, and he was
Batman
like, I
versus
gotta get
Superman was. I wouldn't want to put my name on that.
Listen,
The
I
Redux,
actually liked it.
The second version
You
that they
like
put
Batman
out.
versus Superman?
Yeah, I
The
do too.
extended version.
Extended version
Yes.
will change your mind. The
Yeah,
No,
scenes
I
are
had.
better.
I did not see the
The
extended
Affleck
version.
scenes are better.
I thought
Yeah.
the storyline was ridiculous.
Yeah,
The
Well, I
only
mean, it was
ridiculous
really
thing
just-
about it was
Martha.
the Martha thing.
and that's going to be the headline forever.
It will be.
It sucks.
It
that
will
that's
be.
it.
Yeah.
But there is a point to it. That was supposed to expand on it in the Snyderverse. Like there was going to be more Martha.
Oh, yeah.
Was they really? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Warner.
I don't know. I
Brothers
just thought the
had enough
storyline
with his
just
creativeness.
Yeah.
didn't do it for
But
me.
what would you really say is your favorite out of the trilogy? Is it Dark Knight Rises?
No. Oh no. Definitely the Dark Knight.
'Cause
So
you said popular opinion is Dark Knight, so that is true. I
yes,
agree
but
with that.
I also agree with that popular opinion too.
Yeah.
But if I had to put them in order, best to out of those three, best to I don't want to say worst because they were
Right,
all good,
good,
but the Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and then the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. So you didn't love Bane.
No, loved Bane, but like the fighting choreography, like I feel like I'm nitpicking with this, but it kind of started getting lazy. It looked lazy to me.
Interesting. I gotta watch it again. I've seen it a few times. I gotta watch it.
I have
again.
to see that.
The
again.
story too, like how the hell was Bruce Wayne back in Gotham City after he just recovered from his back broken and he climbed that wall? Like,
Time
how did
lapse.
he
'Cause he's
yeah, you know what I
Batman.
mean? Stuff like that. Like that bothered me.
We watched Dark Knight Rises. I'm sorry, The Dark Knight the other day, and I caught one of those little situations where, when the Joker when he puts the knife into Gamble's mouth, what does he actually do to him? That he fell on the floor, like he didn't
And,
do
like-
anything. They didn't show what he
And
did.
like literally like died. Like
Yeah, what
yeah,
happened?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
don't
have
know.
to see those movies
that
again.
one scene actually made me not in. Like I've watched it 100 times, but that
Yeah.
one scene always I'm like, "Ugh, I'm gonna just fast forward over the scene because if I watch it, I'm gonna get mad. I'm not gonna watch the rest of the movie. The rest of the movie's brilliant. You know, the Joker walking out of the hospital and it just blows up behind
Oh,
him.
it blows
and-
up. Yeah.
Want to know a little
and
fun
Harvey
fact about
Dent's
that
all messed
scene?
up.
When he's walking out of the hospital and he's going like this right as he's walking away, and like some of it didn't explode, and then he looks back, he starts pressing the button. That wasn't supposed to happen. Like the set explosions were actually
So
like in
Heath Ledger
malfunctioned.
picked up and
Oh, really?
Yes.
lived that.
Yes,
That's
and then
amazing.
they
So
find,
they didn't have to
Well, then it was like a delayed
Because
explosion.
he was brilliant enough to hit
Hit
the thing.
the-
Yeah,
That's
it was a
Wow.
delayed explosion. It went off, and apparently they only had
That's a good
one
trivia
take to
thing.
do it.
Yeah.
And they Heath skilled it.
Yeah.
He skilled that.
He
So
died
that's a
not
little
too
fun
long
fact
right
to that.
after that movie.
No, well,
not even enough time to
before
get the Oscar.
Yeah.
before the movie even came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
All right,
no,
let's go on
let's
some
go.
lighter subjects.
Yes. Sure. Oh wait, so we're on to number 3 now.
No, yeah.
Let me keep these in order.
Don't
here.
mix them up, Frankie.
No, right.
No.
That's what I did that. Not last time, but the time before. I mixed them up, but I'm gonna keep them in order now, and then we're gonna move on to number 3. All right. This one is probably
What's
gonna
your boy's
suck
favorite
to
movie?
get out.
They were into DC for a while. I think Mateo so much not the movies. Mateo's more into the shows. Angelo with he liked Zack Snyder's Justice League. I did too.
Yeah.
From the
I
superhero
didn't.
perspective.
I liked that.
That was a different type of. You can't really compare. It was just made different.
Yeah.
It really was.
We're gonna skip
From a movie perspective, they're not really into the movies. I gotta be honest.
No.
Oh,
I
no.
think for them they're too long. You know, that's what's happening.
Yeah, yeah.
What's happening today with the YouTube Shorts and TikTok? Everything is you're gonna get all this excitement in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And
Right.
when you put when I see a movie
but
that
they don't like. You know what it is? They're not enjoying a story.
Right. Like a 3-hour movie excites me. Like, all right, there's gonna be 3 hours. There's gonna be a lot to develop here. We're gonna see some
Yeah.
character development. We're gonna see a plot. We're gonna see a plot
You
get
hope so,
executed.
anyway.
Right. I got a chance to see the other night, and I didn't never watch it. It's probably been on for a while. Taken 3. I watched the first 2. The first one obviously is a cult classic. It changed movies for a while. Right.
Yes.
You know,
Can you get that?
Taken 2 was a
Working
little
on it.
strange. Taken 3 I didn't even know existed. I happened to
Yeah.
watch. I said this was pretty good. It was 2 hours and 10 minutes. The plot developed, the plot ended, and the movie actually finished.
Finished. Yeah.
I didn't watch that one full out through, but I do believe, isn't he like the wanted man now? Like they're going after him, sort of deal.
So I can give you the plot of the movie.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So, the movie starts off with Liam Neeson's character and his ex-wife. They're still raising their daughter, who's now older.
Right.
She's got a boyfriend and what have you. She's in college.
Good.
And the ex-wife's new husband apparently is mixed up with the wrong people. That's what it looks like. And she's murdered, but they make it look like Liam Neeson did it.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
So
okay.
Forrest Whitaker somehow makes it into this movie as the cop, the lead detective in this case, and magically knows that Liam Neeson didn't do it. Even though all the evidence was set up perfectly,
yeah.
but just the way
It's kind of like the fugitive setup.
Right. But it was something you disregard how obvious it was that
Yeah.
that just magically happened. You know, he's smart, so he knew he didn't do it. All right, easy. That's not the way it works. but speaking about the fighting scenes, they weren't lazy. And Liam Neeson's up there. He's got to be 60.
Oh, he's got to be in his late 60s.
And
He
he's still
might be
throwing
even
it.
my age.
He's throwing the Vade Kempo, Steven Seagal moves in there, and I liked it. I thought it was good.
I like the Taken 1 and
Taken 1
was so
monumental.
good. Oh yeah.
I
It
will
was.
find you.
Yeah.
We'll
Kill
find-
you.
I have a certain set of
Liam Neeson to me is a fantastic.
Yeah, and he's been
actor.
through a lot.
Yeah, well, his wife was.
Yeah.
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 And she was a pretty popular actress.
I remember you may have never seen this movie. You may remember it. You know, a movie called Darkman.
No.
So Liam Neeson plays his character, and he gets severely burned through. He's a scientist, gets severely burned by acid, destroyed, but he fixes himself to appear. But it was set up. He was set up to be murdered, but he didn't die. And he spends this whole movie trying to go after these killers. It's a really 80s movie. It's called Darkman. You gotta check that out.
I'll check that
Darkman.
out. I'll definitely do that.
And you know, back then he had a thick accent.
I
that he was trying
always
to
liked
hide.
him. Always
Oh,
liked
yeah.
him.
Severely thick brogue, right?
Do you like him, Frankie?
Right, Cat?
Liam? Oh,
Liam Neeson? Yeah, I do like Liam Neeson a lot. Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna wait before I say anything. Give me your honest opinion. When you put your nose to that, what do you smell? Don't be shy.
All right. I would say, and this could be in a good or a bad way, smells like a little weak to me.
I would agree.
But at tasting it the first time too, I think this is right now standing in the middle of the past two that we had. Very light color to it, I think. Or is that just me not pouring enough to it?
Nope. No, you're right.
Yeah.
It's definitely in the middle in a lot of ways. So that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as light colored as the first one. It's not as dark as the last one. It's right in the middle.
Right. Right.
It definitely still has that I just opened the bottle flavor to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when something tastes corky, like imagine what a cork would taste like. I know you've probably never bitten into a cork in your life, but if you bit into a cork... Yeah, right.
Maybe opening a wine bottle. Sure, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. You yank it right out of the
Yeah.
bottle. So if you bite into a cork, that flavor, it almost tastes like a tree, like you're biting into a tree. That's what this still has a little bit.
Mm.
And that's why like a lot of the world is moving towards the synthetic corks. They're like magic. Like they just keep the air out, everything in, and they don't deteriorate, supposedly.
Yeah, they're great, but they're a pain in the ass to get up.
Yeah, because if there's no lube like
they're
in there,
they're a nightmare to get out.
Yep. So now they heat them up. If you heat them up a little bit, and quickly pull it out, I guess the rubber melts a little bit.
Yeah, because it's plastic coated.
Yeah.
So it's really tough. To me, it is anyway. I mean, there's times where I'm battling.
How do you feel about twist offs?
I don't mind them.
Yeah.
I really, especially with white wine.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yeah.
Because I regard the darker wines with more
prestige.
Yes, exactly.
Right. I got you.
There
are some phenomenal white wines.
No, there are.
Yeah.
But like if I'll go out to lunch and I don't drink
if
the
you're gonna
phenomenal
drink
white
four
wine.
bottles of wine with a couple of your girlfriends or a couple of your guy friends, after the second bottle, you could be
it doesn't even matter.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. It just
no
doesn't
one's
matter.
tasting and going, "Ooh,
Oh,
I
yeah,
taste the maple."
Yeah,
no
right.
one's doing that.
No.
But if that's what you're into, but the white wines like the Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blancs, like all those mass-produced wines that everyone drinks,
Yeah.
they're make them a twist off. Just make it easy.
Yeah, just make it easy.
Well, what was
exactly.
wasn't one of the fun facts we did for the Sauvignon Blanc? I think Sauvignon Blancs were one of the first to make that movement into doing the screws.
Well, I got to be honest with you. Like for white wines, if it's not going to be really good white wine, I'd rather drink Sauvignon Blanc. Like don't Pinot Grigio. Like I'm not the type to go and like, oh, I'm in the mood for a glass of white wine. Like I'm never in the mood for it. But there are certain ones that I will drink, depending on what we're eating. If it's like a day and we're gonna have some, cold seafood and shrimp cocktail, raw clams, and make a day out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go start pounding.
No, right.
I'm not gonna have scotches in the middle of the day. So it's either I put them in the same class, tequila or white wine, in the same class. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're gonna get the same, quote unquote high, right?
Right.
Excitement, upper.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. The reds definitely more cozy, sleepy, like sort of vibe.
Right.
Use it. Yeah.
Put
That's why
yourself
Grandpa
in,
said, "I'm glad you have the couch over there. You take your nap after you have the red wine."
a nice fireplace going.
Yeah. Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good for you, Kat. You got the right idea. Yeah, I'm going low on this. I'll tell you now.
All right, Mr. Host.
Still in between, but more closer to the second one. We'll do an 8-1, I think. That's where I'm at with that. The second one I gave an 8. So there's that. 8-1. All right. Grandma?
I'm giving it a 6.
Really? Okay. I didn't hear you talk too much about this one as far as what you thought about it.
I don't think there's much body to it, or
she let the score talk.
It tastes a little bit. I thought it was peppery. I don't know if it's because my taste buds now are changing or whatever, but which I don't mind in certain. But I didn't really. It's okay. It's 6.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in the 7s. I'm gonna give you a 7.4.
Okay.
Oh, you like it better than I did.
Yeah, it's still wine. it's
still
wine.
Yeah.
No, but 6 is a fair score because if you're gonna never want to drink it again, I would give it a 6.
Yeah.
I would give this another shot, depending on what it is. If there's some value to the way they make their wine, I would give it another shot. Maybe
It'll be
they
interesting to
missed
see
this
which one it
year.
is. Yeah.
They may have missed it, right?
Well, that's what. Exactly.
There's wines out there that are.
How much do wineries, if they miss the year, say, and it's a prestigious wine, so to speak,
Right.
the amount of money that
Oh my God.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. So like
Because
single
people will
vineyards-
buy, will still buy it not knowing that they had a bad year,
Right.
or do they even distribute it?
Yeah,
That's
they
what
do.
I was thinking. Do
do.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll put it out.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
but they can't lose 100%. I would assume so anyway.
So a lot of the Sangiovese vineyards, they depend on that crop,
That's the-
right? So
yeah,
that harvest
exactly.
is very important, and a lot of them will go. So if it's one grape, so like a vineyard like Tianello. Tianello's an Antinori farm, right? That's their. I would say their second to third biggest super Tuscan. Tianello's single vineyard. They actually write that on every bottle. Single vineyard. Think about it. So they make a square. These are all the grapes we're going to grow this year. And then,
sorry.
and then we're going to yield that into our whole crop that we're going to sell for money. If half of that crop gets infested with
Whatever. Yeah.
locusts or some bad dry heat with no water, a sprinkler broke that year,
Yeah.
that's all they got.
Right.
They won't go out and source from somewhere else. A lot of the other farms, when the stuff isn't working, they say, hey, you know what? Let's call on our friends 4 miles
Hey, let's
down the
get-
road
get some-
and
yeah.
get some grapes from them. And that's how that works. So they'll go and blend. So most Super Tuscans are blends. The best ones aren't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's 100%
Yeah.
of the same grape.
But my favorite wine is a Bulgari vineyard. It's Tenuta Sanguido. They make a bottle called Sassicaia. Sassicaia for many, many, many years, 99 and 100 point ratings from James Suckling, Robert Parker, Wine Enthusiast, Wine.com, all of them, 100 points, 99 points. They're very sophisticated on the way that they cultivate their Cabernet Sauvignon grapes. They're probably the best there are, right? There isn't going to be a better Cabernet because that wine, their sales the next year depend on it. So
Right.
their Cabernet Sauvignon, it's 85% Cabernet Sauvignon, 15% Cabernet Franc. So two very similar grapes, just different flavor profiles. So 85% of it is Cabernet Sauvignon, 15% is Cabernet Franc. So that Cabernet Franc comes in and just gives it that
Extra
everything
punch.
you love about French Bordeaux. It just throws it in at the end. But the value is in the way they grow that Sauvignon grape, which is also a French grape. So for them, the Italians in Bulgaria, which is in Tuscany, they make that a super Tuscan. That because it's blended, it's a French grape that they bring in and they grow here, and then they make that wine there.
Yeah.
When you drink that wine, you go, I know why this is 90. Like you just know,
Yeah.
guarantee. Like you would never drink it. Like I'm not really sure about this. Like, you would drink it, go, what is that? And they say it's $2.25 a bottle, and there's no discounts ever. This one doesn't go on sale.
Yeah.
You know, actually, you might not even be able to find it. That's the kind of quality it is.
That really.
3 years in a row, 15, 16, 17. It was like 99, 199. 3 years in a row.
Jesus, that's amazing.
And I think the year they got 100, it got wine of the year. Wine of the freaking year.
Yeah.
Like all the wines, just millions of them. That's the best one.
Wow.
So
I get that, like, say they did have a bad year of, growing and making the wine and whatever the case may be, that they still will release it. But say it is an instance where they had 3 phenomenal years, the 1 year was wine of the year and everything. Do you think their standards have gone up so much for themselves that they will take the risk in losing whatever money or whatnot for whatever year they were making it, just to keep that up to par standard for the next year they release wines?
No, I think what they'll do is they'll make conscious business decisions and resource the grapes from
And
somewhere
resource
else.
it,
Because
yeah.
the value in their winemaking isn't in so much. Well, a big part of it is where they grow the grapes and how they cultivate that. But if that doesn't work, there's a backup plan, right?
Yeah.
Backup plan is to go resource from some. You got to talk about millions and millions of dollars, maybe dozens of millions of dollars that go into harvest. They have a backup plan.
Yeah, no, I didn't think of how much
Plan
money
B
really
always
went
has
into.
to be
Yeah,
in
yeah,
effect.
there has to be a
So
backup
like
plan. 100%.
that may be
yeah.
where we're going to get the grapes first, but they also make different grades of the wine. So San Guido, which is their vineyard, they make Guido Alberto, which is the Sassicaia #2.
Okay.
So it's like their second press, maybe not so great on
Right,
that
yeah.
side of the field, right? So they make that.
Hmm.
They may say, hey, let's go try the Guido Alberto and see what that tastes like. And if we don't like that, we have a couple friends in France that we own that vineyard with them, so we can pull those grapes and still call it ours.
Mm-hmm.
They may do things like that. I don't think that happens that often, I'll be honest with you. They would need to be like major fires and like a climate catastrophe.
Right.
Well, it would be like
right.
the California wineries would
The
be.
fires were bad, but
Yes.
actually that year, you could actually taste the fire in the wine. I swear to God.
That's crazy. That
We
you're
just had
saying
a
that.
Camus.
I kinda
So
wanna
20,
try
what
one
was that,
too.
2021?
Mm-hmm.
And they had those major fires. We
Yeah.
just had a Camus. It was, what, the 47th year they've been around. So it says 47 on top. We opened that bottle. I'm like, it tastes like fire. It tastes like burning wood.
Well, that's what I was
Wow.
just going to say, like burning wood.
And I enjoyed it, I'll be honest with you. I did
Well, you know,
enjoy it.
it's got that oaky.
Yeah.
that-
Yeah. See, for your Chardonnay drinkers, Oki's like a sexy word for them. They love it.
It's true.
And we know
True.
Grandma Cat is a Chardonnay
Yeah,
drinker.
yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's dump this guy out.
Yeah,
of it.
I
don't
dumped
wanna
mine
finish this
already.
one.
I'll finish this one.
I was really not that big of a fan.
Yeah, this is we drink it, but we wouldn't not for this.
Yeah, yeah.
So do you remember the Barolo that we drank? Was it here? Yeah, here. Christmas Eve. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way I remember.
So I have a bunch of those bottles. That was a bottle of
You
wine.
had just bought a
I bought a lot
case.
of them. No, I bought like 10 cases.
Yeah, because that's what
So I
we were
gave them to
speaking
my
about.
staff for our Christmas party. And when you give wine to people as a gift, they're like, oh, it's just a bottle of wine as a gift. Meanwhile, it was a very special
know.
bottle of wine. And if you know me and I give you a bottle of wine, you should probably pay attention a little bit to it, right? So I had extra. Some people didn't take theirs, but I had intentionally ordered extra. We gave some to our UPS drivers, all the different
Right.
vendors that we see. So it all shook out. I had an extra, let's say, 10 bottles. So I brought a couple here. I think we drank 4 here that night.
Yeah, something like that.
I put 2 in my wine fridge. We'll let those age, and then I kept 4 out. And little by little, we've opened them. And I opened one the other day, and I'm looking at the lid. I'm like, you know what? Let me research this one for a second. Let me just see more about the bottle than besides how great it tastes. And the price point was there too. I read it. This vineyard has been around for 110 years. I said, wow. Like intact. Like they didn't move. They didn't like rebuild. Like this is the original vineyard. Like the house that the vineyard masters live in is the same house that their
That's
would that be their
wonderful, I think.
great grandparents lived in? Like the same house. I was like, wow, that's an amazing story. Like now the wine's even more interesting.
Yeah.
Not only does it taste good, priced right, but there's a great story.
Oh, I would love to go to the house.
Yeah, right. I'm sure it's like a beautiful, like heavily visited vineyard. It's been there 110 years. And you gotta remember, a lot of people ski there. So Piedmont has its like, you ever hear when they talk about like frozen grapes, like ice wine? You ever hear
Yes.
ice
Yeah,
wine?
yeah.
It's called ice wine because when they harvest the grapes, they're frozen.
Oh yeah.
That's right. That's why.
Do we need a corkscrew?
I think so. Yeah, but I'm like,
Let me see.
I'm struggling.
yeah,
Let me give it a quick one. Yeah, it's in there.
yeah. I'll grab one real quick. Hold on.
I can't even turn it. That's all right.
Yeah, that we're gonna need it for all these last 3.
Mommy meant well.
Yeah.
So I think our first one was our number 1 so far.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's relaxing. You know what? The first time I did this, I was nervous, very nervous. But now I feel like we're just having a conversation in the kitchen, as you said before.
We've done this 100 times.
Yeah, it's so nice. I love it. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So I just picked up the wine I mentioned earlier that you would really like, BB Greats. So it's
yeah,
like
that's what you-
I would compare the way that they vent their grapes the same way that Gaia does his Barolo. Like it's very special to them. Like it's a science, a lot of art involved. Their bottles are beautiful. Sometimes their bottles are blue, right? Blue with like rhinestones on it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you look at it like, all right, that's like a novelty. So here's how I learned about it. The sommelier, Kevin from Undici, in Rumson, which is a phenomenal restaurant. I was actually there last night. Great Tuscan style food. The whole restaurant's all wood, right? They have a fireplace. You would love it there, actually. So he's a som there. Me and Jill were at another restaurant that we love in Seabright called Angelica's. We were having a phenomenal dinner. He's in the back corner table with a friend of his with like 6. He's a sommelier, right? So he's a wine guy with like 6 bottles of wine now, and they're just tasting wines and having like a 6-course meal. And he saw me, right? So I'm a good customer there. We're friends. We talk all the time. He's like, hey, I was there with my wife and the kids actually.
Right.
So he's like, hey, you didn't bring wine because it's a BYOB. I said, no, I didn't bring wine. It's just quick dinner with the kids. They love this place. It's hard to get into, but we get tables there. He goes, hey, I'm going to bring you over something. He brings me over, whatever they didn't drink of the BB Greats. I think it was the Chardonnay, right? So it was the Chardonnay and then the BB Greats Gavi de Gavi. Pours me a glass, pours Jill a glass. Jill tastes like, this is phenomenal. I'm like, I didn't even try it yet. Let me try it. It was like such a passing thing, right? Dealing with the kids, ordering food, we're cutting pasta, we're eating all this amazing stuff. I taste the wine, I go, wow. So I walk over, I'm like, what is that? He goes, I knew I was going to get you to stand up. I said, it's just white wine. What is that? And he shows me the bottle. And I go, BB Greats, I've heard of that. He goes, look it up. So continue to drink it, go home, I look it up. I said, holy cow. This is a serious wine. This is no joke. It's like not easy to get. And of course he had it, right? Because that's what he does for a living. And so the next time I seen him, I said, dude, you got to get me some bottles. I can't even get them. He goes, neither can I. He goes, those were the only bottles I had.
Oh.
So they were hard to get. So they put out a 20th anniversary edition. It's only a 20-year-old vineyard. 20th anniversary edition. Way overpriced because it was like pretty. I told you about the rhinestones. Yeah. I bought it for someone as a gift. It was worth it because they appreciated it. They saw what it was and how the decorated bottle was. I said, that's a serious wine. So if I get my hands on some bottles, we'll try that. And that'll be...
I would love that.
Say, what's the difference between, a famous California Napa Valley vineyard like Cake Bread Vineyards, right? And their Chardonnay, that's Farniente Chardonnay, right? All these big, huge vineyards that promote their Chardonnay. Chardonnay, to me, wouldn't be one of my first choices for a white wine to drink. But when you drink a good one, now you know why people drink it.
And what was the name of that one? I missed the first part of it there.
BB Greats.
Oh,
BB Greats.
Okay,
which is an Italian wine. It doesn't sound like an Italian name, but it's an Italian one.
Gotcha. You mind opening this one? I tried to for a second. Kind of started cracking more open. I didn't want to...
So we would call this a wine key, this one. Right? Because it works like a key. It just fits in, and then the arms come up.
It's not cracking the cork as much anymore?
A little bit.
Yeah.
We just want to get it out.
Yeah. Nice.
All right.
Cool.
No breakage. Let's get this paper off here. All right, Frankie, you've done it the whole way. You do the honors, pal.
Sir. All right, with my glass. All right.
So when are you planning to go to Italy?
To Italy? I think we might try to go this year. It'll be one of those, not shotgun trip, but it'll be...
You can't do a shotgun.
No, we plan it. I already have the plan in my head. I know where we would go in order. It's just a matter of, you want to make sure the flights are right. I'm traveling with the kids, right? So we travel with the kids.
You are going to take the kids?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I would take them.
You really think they're going to... They're young.
If I would go just Jill and I would want to do a month. I really would because, well, let me say that a different way. If I went with Jill and if we went for like a short trip, we wouldn't get to do anything that I want to do. We'd have a great time. I mean, obviously, we'd eat great. We'd see some amazing stuff. We'd stay in amazing hotels. If we did take the kids, I'd want to go for a month. I'd want to do it in a very slow pace, almost like we live there for the month. Instead of being on vacation.
You would really have to, especially because of the kids. I'm only saying that because, it's...
And I want to take my mom.
Not a lot of
Rolo,
them to do at their age. I think they would be bored.
I don't know. I don't know, though, because...
Wow, look at that. This, no legs.
No.
No legs.
This
That's
is
a
grape
good sign.
juice.
This is a good sign.
No, I'm talking. I'm not because Well, I guess it's because the way I went to Europe. It's museums, it's restaurants, it's a lot of walking, a lot.
Still beaches though, right? All right, so
Yeah, the way I
Well,
would
it all
do
depends what time of year you're going.
we would do a backwards trip through Sicily, finish in Rome, come home from there. So we would do land in Sicily and then go to Etna, see Mount Etna, the volcanoes. We'd see all that. Go into Taormina, beautiful
you're in
town.
Sicily.
Yeah, Cefalù, and then make our way to Palermo. Maybe go back across the other side, take the ferry over to the boot, right, and then make our way up to Rome. I would love to see Piedmont, Positano. Positano's like, that's the place you want to be. People that go to Positano or Tuscany, they never want. So Positano, Tuscany, same thing. They never want to leave. Like, this is where I want to live. This is how not where, but how I want to live. Right? It's like you're in a different world. Like, nothing outside, anything you're thinking about right now, none of that matters there.
No, it doesn't.
right.
You know what I mean? People, the life expectancy is 101. They're eating meat that they cultivate there, vegetables they cultivate there. Everything's in season, right? Everything you do is based on historic culture.
No,
That alone, the way you said about the food producing and all that.
Oh my God, it's so fantastic.
That actually sounds like the best part.
Right.
In
What
my
you have
opinion,
for lunch today is driven by what's in season, not what you want.
right.
It's January. This is what we eat in January.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is gonna be way different. Nothing has looked like this yet.
No.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. All right.
That's like a meal. A lot going on there. Complex.
I would also say pretty strong. I would say like strong in the sense of flavor, and I feel like it's really trying to push a certain flavor or something like
Definitely
at you
tight.
right now.
Definitely tight in there, right?
Yeah. Like I don't know if I like it or don't like it. Actually, I don't know.
I really like that.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Now we do.
I'll be honest. I don't think I'm on the same page with you on this one. I don't know if I'm a big fan of this one as much. This might be my lowest score, and I don't know if it's because it's a more
Well, let's talk about wines
powerful
you like.
one.
Let's talk
Sure.
about the profiles of wine you like. What do you like to taste when you drink your wine? Do you like it to be full-bodied or medium-bodied or more on the lighter side?
I definitely not the lighter side, but like a in between of medium and heavy. So
Okay.
like a heavy medium like sort of deal.
So you usually go towards the Cabernets?
Yes, Cabernets, but even more than Cabernets, Pinot Noir. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Pinot Noir became very, very popular when they started to get good, right? They started to get really good, right? Cultivating that grape is very, very easy. It's like a very highly abundant grape, easy to manipulate. You don't have to really blend it, which makes it easy to make good wine with it, right?
Yeah.
There's so much of it, right? So you can make good, bad, really bad, and then really, really good.
Yeah.
But there was no market for it.
Really?
Now there is. Everyone Pinot Noir.
Everything is
say
Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
Like
say
the
it.
thing,
When you go to a restaurant, have a glass of Pinot Noir.
Yeah.
Like, they could give you anything, and you'd be like, okay.
It's just as long as it's Pinot Noir, that's all it is.
But why are you saying that it wasn't as popular beforehand.
I'm basing it off my life timeline, right? When I was
of like what you liked as like
when
in
I
a
was
sense?
of drinking age,
Right,
and
yeah.
working in restaurants, Pinot Noir was not popular at that time.
No.
It was the Brunellos, and then So let me go into scale, right? So it was the Cabernets because they were great wines for very low price point.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was if you were big shot and you wanted to get a good Italian wine, you got a Brunello, right? Even at that point, so you're talking about 20 years ago, even the Tianellos and the Sassicayas and the Ornellayas and the Orenos and these super Tuscans were like, all right, we're not drinking those. We don't know enough about wine. We want to spend the money because we want to show our date that we don't care about money, but we don't know enough about the super Tuscans to buy them all. So people buy Brunellos. And then above that was all the French stuff. Like if you knew wine and you had money, you drank French wine. Right? And it still kind of exists today. Like even when I go out, I do look at the French pages.
You always do.
Big time. Like maybe I can score a deal somewhere, on a good Bordeaux. Because the French wine is always going to be good. So I'm not knocking it. I don't like that it's always good. There's no variability to it. Like a 2011 versus a 1999 of any French Bordeaux usually tastes exactly the same. Because it's a blended wine. They have a master art form on how they make the wine taste the way they do. Just like champagne. Dom Perignon is a blended champagne. It always tastes the same. That's why people love it. You're never going to be disappointed with Dom Perignon. You may be disappointed with Moët or Vouvet. You may be disappointed because it's going to taste different year over year. But Dom Perignon hits every time. Because they blend it.
Don't you like that kind of doesn't make sense to me though. If you blend it, wouldn't you think, well, at least I would think anyway, right off the bat, that if you're blending it each time, maybe there is a little bit more of this than that this time, or you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But for it to be that reliable that people are like, oh yes, this is what I remembered from last time, that's incredible to me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's incredible to me.
And that's French wine. French red grapes are the best you're going to get. Most of the high-hitting grapes are French. On the white side, there's a misconception around the world. People think red wine. Most people would say Italian. Real wine drinkers would say French. On the white wine side, wine drinkers would say Italian.
I can see that, yeah. Yeah.
All right, Frank, do your rating.
We'll give it one more, let's say. That last sip actually was the best one out of all of them that I took.
It ain't real wine until you wait 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was the best sip I took there. I kind of want to... I'm going to leave it in the 8s, but I also kind of want to tie it up right now, too, a little bit. So... no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be laying like that, actually. Let's see. We're going to do 8-3. 8-3 for this. I know I said that this might have been my least favorite, but I think it just grew on me a little bit just now. So
that's your middle.
Yeah.
I'm going real high.
Yeah. What do you got? What do you got for us?
I'm going to be in the mid 9s. I'm going 9.5.
Yeah. All right. That's great. Nice.
This is my favorite of the night, hands down.
We still got 2 more to go.
All right.
But I believe you. I feel like you got to sit there. What do you got, Graham?
This is tough. Because it's really good. I'll do 8, 9.
Okay. 8, 9. I'm loving your score there for that one. I'm glad you really enjoyed it too.
It hit something for me. It gave me a flashback of something that I like.
There you go. All right.
It's got
Very
a really
nice.
beautiful taste.
Yeah. Something going on there. And it's getting better quick.
All right. While we enjoy this fine wine here, we're going to move on to our next section of questions here.
For the next blowout of Frankie.
Yes, yeah.
We're gonna get you on
that
the
way.
board.
Pass me that.
Yes, I got you.
We're going to get you on the board.
Alrighty. Let's see what our next one. Oh, let me get the timer out.
Let's grab a grape here.
Yeah, fact. You know what? I'm actually going to grab some of this right here.
Wow.
This is the good stuff right
These
here.
are good. These are really good. It actually don't even taste like grapes.
Alright. Are we ready?
Yep.
Alright.
The wine trivia showdown.
Here we go. Alright. During a tasting, a wine professional might use words like primary, secondary, or tertiary? No. Tertiary? To refer to which aspect of wine. Did that make sense to you or no?
Repeat that again.
Well, I'm assuming that meant 3, what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
But during a tasting, a wine professional might use words like primary, secondary, and tertiary to refer to which aspect of a wine. Its tannins, its sugars, its flavors, or its labels. Starting the timer now.
What was the first?
Yeah. What?
Tannins. Actually. Yeah.
All
right.
Really get it.
Ready?
I'm kind of regretting that I put this down, but we're going to go for it.
Flavors.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking anyway. All right, let's see. That was 5. It's flavors. Guys.
Tannins is they're very important.
Yes,
like,
they are.
all wines have tannins.
Yeah, right. But what's like it actually makes more sense flavors like
So,
your
So
primary
when
flavor.
you, that's why I ask you what's your first, right? Now as it goes down, that's your second. Now it goes all the way down, and your aftertaste is your third.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense, yes. Damn it. All right. I fucking regretted that.
All right, Frankie.
All right. Okay. All right. This clay egg-shaped vessel is used for marking and aging wine in Georgia, one of the oldest known winemaking regions in the world. So I'm guessing we're guessing the name of it. This clay egg-shaped vessel.
Clay egg-shaped vessel.
Yeah, so this clay egg-shaped vessel is used for marking and aging wine in Georgia, one of the oldest known winemaking regions in the world.
Not the state of Georgia, the country of Georgia.
I would, right? Yeah, okay. So, oh boy, I am going to butcher this names
It
here.
looks like a four-letter word, Frankie. You could do it, pal.
Consi, Crater, that one died on you, but it's okay. Consi, Crater, Lagari, or Quaveri.
Casey?
Yeah.
Consi, Crater, Legati, and Queveri. Okay, I have no idea. This is
All
what
right.
you guess.
Yeah.
Just repeat it again for me, the answers.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to put the timer on there. I'm going to give
me
this
just
to you,
give
okay?
you-
Let me just decide my answer real quick.
There's going to be a guess.
Okay. All right.
So I think Mommy should have put a difficulty score on each of these questions.
I agree. Yeah.
Like, what level of knowledge do you need to answer this question? To make an educated guess. This one was definitely on the latter part.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. All right.
Do we have 3 different answers? I think we do.
No. Me and Graham put the same with the Ligari one, right?
I went
Ligari.
Crater.
All right. Let's see what we got. This was 7. Nah, we're all wrong there. It's the 4th one, the Quivevri.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
You gotta remember that one in case we all get on Jeopardy.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
There's actually a really nice restaurant in Rumson called Ristorante Georgia.
Is it really?
Yeah. So I think he maybe named it after his wife or someone in the family named Georgia. But so Georgia's in that part of Europe that you can tie to Albania, Italy, as we have all these eclectics of the same, cultivating of the farms. So the food is like amazing. It's different. Like it has like touches of Middle Eastern food. And if you go to Sicily, you get that same vibe. Like a lot of the food in Sicily is very Middle Eastern driven. You have to remember where that is in the world.
Right.
You have Greeks, you have the Mormons, you have the Italians, you have the Albanians, you have the Turks, and then you have the Middle Easterns. So the food has all these different flavors.
Well, that's what's so fabulous about Europe, and it's all
so this
right.
restaurant kind of does that. Like even in their simple Italian dishes, like their meatballs, they have different spices in that you typically wouldn't find in your meatballs. Their pizzas, like have this dough that's almost like the same dough you see that they make in India. Like a lot of that kind of stuff is really nice.
Good. All right, let's kick.
I gotta wash this out.
One more
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, we do got one more left.
Oh,
yeah,
one more. Okay.
Wait, my bad. I didn't put the score for the.
We didn't get any.
Not for this past one.
The
Did
one
you guys?
before?
Yeah.
So we both got the last one before that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
I think. Check us, viewers at home.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Why is there like way more than?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
Whatever. This will be the last one for now. All right, here we go. All right, finally, what seems to be a more simpler one. yeah, absolutely.
You had the toughest job.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was a crazy one. That last one.
You're doing great.
All right. The 2014 Wine of the Year was Dow's Vintage Port 2011, a fortified wine from Portugal that was aged for 18 months in large casks made from what? Okay, here are the 4 multiple choice. Cherry, oak, elm, or balsa. So the 2014 Wine of the Year, Dow's Vintage Port 2011, from Portugal. It was aged for 18 months in large casks made from what?
I wish I knew more about port. I'm taking a semi-educated guess here. Port is amazing. I've had some really good ones,
delicious.
but I can't tell the difference between the great ones and the good ones at this point yet. I don't know enough about them.
Would you just do the answers again?
Yeah. Cherry, oak, elm, or balsa? I'm honestly just going to
Does
go
anyone
with...
know what balsa is?
No, it sounds
That's the
like
key.
salsa. That's what I think.
Like tomato, onions, and...
Yeah.
Balsa.
We need some more Portuguese friends. That's what we need.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
1, 2,
yep.
3. I said cherry.
I said cherry, too.
Me too. No, I said oak.
You said oak.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. Number 8. Cherry.
Cherry.
Wow! Point on the board.
We need like a confetti animation right now.
Oh my God! We'll start putting the Oscars music on.
Yeah.
Oh, and everything. God damn!
It's a speech.
About time. All right. Well, I think we're gonna leave it as that for now.
Okay.
And move on to our last 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
I need to clean up.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha.
Those grapes are good.
Like, they don't taste like grapes.
You know what it said on it? Because I went to Livodi's. And I said, I'll get some grapes.
Oh, you had some special grapes there?
And they call them candy grapes.
Candy grapes? Yeah, there you go. It does taste like candy. That game was fun. We did pretty good that game. Frankie got his first win now.
Yeah, man. All right, there we go. Did you take care of yours already, your glass? Or you want me to...
I took care of mine.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
I'm the first one to do it.
Gotcha. I'm going to try it this time here.
You hit the spot.
All right. The poke first. Boom. Then down.
Well, steady hand, Frankie.
All right, here we go.
Anybody else call you Cheech or just me?
Only you. Only you. Oh, it would help if it hit the goddamn cork.
Big part of corking a wine.
Yeah, an essential, some might say. Alright, there we go. Alright.
I got an idea, a hot take on your podcast. I think maybe you got to go for a special one-night event where you live stream.
So, dude, the whole
hysterical.
streaming aspect, right? It was a very early thought of mine to, like, when it first started, to have it live streaming on Twitch.
Right.
Couldn't, or not couldn't, but
So these cameras,
I didn't figure it out.
You'd have to hook it up to
wires.
Yes.
like a switch to do what? Like where would you stream it from? Would it be YouTube?
Nowadays, you can stream it
can.
from YouTube.
Right, about like Facebook or something.
I'm sure there are like distribution websites out there that if you log in there, it'll distribute the live stream
Right.
to everything, right? I would love that.
To do that, I know.
I would love to do that. The thing is, I think I'm gonna start something like that by myself first.
Yeah.
See how it goes, feel it out, then I'll start bringing people in. Like we were talking about before, maybe even have like my friends or whoever, not video call in, like phone call in, whatever.
Yeah.
Have conversations and everything like that, you know?
You ever
I think it
watch
would be a lot of fun.
The Pat McAfee show on ESPN, that's a great tool to use, right? He has it. It's very
great example.
super simple example of a successful podcast.
Yes.
And Pat McAfee's a genius, right? He's great. He played in the NFL. He was a monster. He had a great reputation. Tough dude. You know,
But it's also the personality and everything too. It's everything that's involved with it. Absolutely, yeah. It's
just
he
imagine
does
you and your
a sick
friends
job.
sitting at a table, knowing what you know, basic personal knowledge of sports, right?
Yeah.
But then you give everyone a stat sheet, right? So now you know stats of players and teams versus other teams and players versus other players on certain teams at certain times of the year. And now you have ammo. Like you can intelligently speak and make predictions about future games.
Yeah.
No one just knows that stuff. Like I can intelligently speak with, Grandpa and I was sitting upstairs talking about the last couple games this weekend with the divisional NFL series.
Yeah.
Could we have guessed who was going to win intelligently? Yeah, based on our opinion.
Sure.
When you have stats and you really look at stuff, like you could have really predicted. You really could have.
What are your thoughts on how the results turned out for your Super Bowl competitors? Are you happy what the matchup became to be?
I don't have a dog in the fight, but for what I saw in this weekend's games, I think the two best teams aren't in. Well, San Fran, in my opinion, had a phenomenal team this year. Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, unbelievable quarterback, and this silent secret killer. I don't know how silent he is, but Debo Samuel is just unbelievable. Like you put those three together, there isn't an MVP on the team, and between McCaffrey and Brock Purdy, those are actually two MVP candidates. But it's very hard to have an MVP on a team with three MVPs.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You look at Lamar Jackson on the Ravens. Watching that game, I almost felt like they played their worst game of the season where it mattered the most. For a heavily rushing team, in the second half, they rushed 6 times. They didn't put the ball where it's supposed to go.
Right. But I think that's really not in a sense showing your true colors, but it's when it matters, no?
Right.
It's when it matters.
That's
I
right.
think.
So Lamar Jackson, another high probability winner of MVP, after watching that game, you say, that guy's not the MVP. He actually lost the game for his team. If you were going to blame anyone on the Baltimore Ravens for losing that game,
it would be.
So that's the value of being the MVP. You win when they win, but you go down with the ship if you lose.
Right.
Yeah, yes.
Right. So what's your prediction on who's winning the Super Bowl?
I think the NFL loves the Kansas City Chiefs.
Clearly. I think that's like...
Who do I think should win? I think the better team... Look, Patrick Mahomes is going to go down
I'm going
as
with
one
the
of the best
49ers.
ever. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to see the Niners win. We had the same exact Super Bowl in 2020, right? Niners,
They were
Chiefs.
saying that, yep.
And that year was a terrible year, right? A month later, we shut down for the pandemic. And, So I think the Chiefs win because I think that's Patrick Mahomes' destiny, is to be a Brady-style quarterback. I mean, they already talk about him with Brady. He's in a league of his own with Tom Brady, who's the GOAT, right? When you say Tom Brady, it's followed by the GOAT.
Right.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is on his way there. I don't think he needs to win 7 or 8 Super Bowls to get that.
Sure.
I think he can be a quarterback until he's 40. What is he, 27? Right? He's got
I definitely
plenty
believe he has a
to win
long way to...
4 or 5 more Super Bowls.
Yeah.
But next year, he'll have a completely different team. I think Kelsey might be, I don't know. We'll see. But if watching the Super Bowl, I gotta believe that the NFL just loves the Kansas City Chiefs. Just watching the referees this year and the kind of calls they get,
And what they're getting at.
defenders bouncing off.
Yeah.
That's what you were speaking about upstairs before, correct?
Just bounce off him. Like,
well, that's exactly what the refs are exactly what I thought what you said. Well, the NFL loves the Chiefs,
with most sports that there, you've got...
I mean, we can go on for hours talking about how, there's trillions of dollars at stake in sports.
Exactly,
betting.
there you go.
It became legal everywhere, so it no longer is a sport. It became entertainment, just the same way you go put $100 into a slot machine.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
We got to be careful because, like Grandpa Eddie said before, he goes, yeah, if it's fixed, it's fixed. Just try to bet in the way it's fixed.
Yeah, all right. Right, exactly.
So gambling became luck again.
Yeah.
You gotta remember there's professional handicappers. I mean, I've watched games nail the Vegas odds on the fucking head. Like multiple games in a row.
What, I watched Casino the other night. And that's what Robert De Niro did.
Right.
He was a handicapper.
Yeah. They nail it on the freaking head.
On the head, yep.
And the way the odds are is no matter which way you bet, you lose. Because there's a line, right? That line, plus and minus on the team you're betting on, if they're the underdog or if they're the favorite. If you don't bet, my safest bet is always bet the money line. I think that team's going to win, and I'm just going to bet that way. Forget about these points. I'm going money line.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I may lose on the payout, but at least I don't have to worry about this spread.
The spread, exactly.
Because you watch guys miss and take field goals that they shouldn't, go on 4th and 2 when they should or shouldn't. Touchdowns turn into 2-point conversions or not, and miss field goals. You're like, man, I'm not playing that game. I know this team's gonna win.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a shot here.
Yeah. All right.
Similar color to the second one we drank.
Yeah.
Dark, right? A little purple hue at the end.
And honestly, we let this sit for a good amount too just now. We'll see what we got.
Yeah. I don't really taste much going on though. It's so hard to taste wine.
This is like very different tasting than all the other ones. Like I want to say light and sweet in a sense. I don't know.
I have to taste it again.
Almost like cream and sugar in your coffee.
I was gonna say, is that the way you like your coffee, Frank?
I mean, all it's missing is the caramel
Easy
syrup,
to drink.
but yeah,
Super easy to
it's
drink.
definitely easy to drink. Yes, yeah. And with that said, I don't necessarily hate it. In fact, I don't mind it at all. I think it's pretty good.
Drinkable wine.
Yeah.
Every wine you drink doesn't have to be the best wine you ever drank.
No, absolutely not. But you obviously want it to be too, especially in the scenario we're in right now too. You want it to be.
We're also a couple glasses of wine.
Well, that too. That too. Yeah.
You get a little bit more lenient on your scoring at this point now.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a pretty good wine. I don't hate it, so it must be good, right?
I think
there was one wine I think we all hated. At some point, we all went the same way in our scoring. Curious to see what wine that was.
When I do edit this out and everything like that, I think there should be a alert or like little subtitle thing, maybe top right corner or whatever. Be like, all right, this is the point where we're tipsy enough that everything's tasting good, like in a little bit in a sense.
I think you need to have a glass counter in the corner, like what glass are we on? Like ching. All right, so like this is drink number 5.
Yes.
And you can notice how the conversation is going in a certain way. Everybody's a little looser. Grandma was a little nervous when we started. Now she's having a good time.
Yeah. Good idea. Yeah, that's good.
All right, Frank.
So you said something before where you thought that we at a certain point we all thought there was one that we either really liked or didn't like. We were all on the same page. I honestly think, and let's look at the scores right now, which are half a race, but I could still make it out. I think I was like not on the same page with you two with you two on these.
Yeah, I think it's been a tag team on you.
Without a doubt. It's kind of been the opposite in some senses. And wow, that one I can't read. What number 3? That one's messed up.
This is what makes it fun, Frank, because now you're gonna have to watch the video and guess.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure out the scores during editing. The first one we both gave 9s.
Oh, that's right. That's what it made it out to be. Yeah.
I got you, kid.
Yeah. This one, I gave them all 8s though, so that was
you were in the 8 category most
8.6, 8. That was an 8.1, I believe, and then 8.3. Graham, you remember where number 3? That was a 7.4 for you.
I did a 6.
No, I did a 7.4. She did a 6. There you go.
Yes, there you go. Okay, all right, we're good now. Yeah, so like I said,
back on track.
Yeah, back on track. I would say I have a different set of taste buds. I think in a sense,
That's a fair assessment.
And
we're doing this pretty good too. We're not drinking a whole bottle and then going to the next bottle, because that's where it gets like.
Are you kidding?
I don't think
you're gonna go to Vegas tomorrow.
I'm going straight to Vegas.
Straight to Vegas.
I still have to pack.
Deal, I'm on my way.
And I'm presenting Friday night, so I gotta bring my suit and tie, be my little handkerchief.
Oh,
there you go. How you doing? I think I'm gonna have to give this one in the 8s again, but not just that. This might be my This might be my second favorite right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because of the easiness of it to drink.
I think so.
Really
are you finding a flavor in there that you are falling in love with? Like, is there a certain flavor profile that you're going to deem as your type of wine? Because you should do that. You should know where you go with wine, right? You asked me early on, when I go into liquor store, do I know where I'm going to find my wine?
Right.
I usually don't. I like them all. I like the Amarones. Amarones for everybody, right? When we talk about Italian wines, like Amarone, everybody likes Amarone because it's just so easy to drink, and it's usually very carefully, scientifically made. Right?
Yeah.
But then if you like certain flavor profiles where you could taste the land, you can taste, you get that plum or cinnamon or chocolate notes or tobacco notes or woody notes, you have to find your flavor profile that you like. So this is your flavor profile. This is your medium.
Yes. Medium, yeah. So I think I'm at a point in wine drinking, right, that I don't think I could necessarily pinpoint a certain flavor.
Right.
If it's sweet, it's sweet. Thumbs up.
Right.
If it's bitter, also thumbs up. I like that too.
Right.
But do I like the more sweeter, light, hearty taste more? Yes, I do. So that's why this is going to be a higher thing for me. Yeah. And I think that makes sense for me with the Pinot Noirs, because the Pinot Noirs are more lighter, lighter, but also very fruitier taste to them, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
boom, boom. Yeah, 8.4. We'll go 8.4 with that. I'm actually proud of myself that I haven't given anything a 9 yet, because I'm like, I have done that basically every other podcast.
Yeah,
every other wine podcast.
You were a pretty high scorer.
Dave Portnoy gave his first pizza a 10.
Did he really? Where was it? You know where it was?
Probably in Boston somewhere.
That's insane.
So when you go and edit this, you should go grab that video.
Yeah.
And there was no Frankie at that point. There was no Frankie look. None of that. There was no one bite. None of that.
Yeah.
It was his first video. He gave it a 10. And it looked terrible. Well, not my type of pizza, but he gave his first pizza a 10. And then he stopped that, right? Now it's
yes.
There's got to be a decimal point. And he started in the 8s, and then he went to DeFara and gave it a 9.3, and that was like the most amazing pizza you've had. So you got to watch everybody when they start off. You got to build the scale. The scale isn't pre-existing.
Correct. Right.
You're creating the scale, Frankie.
Yeah.
So as we go, maybe your third or fourth wine tasting now, and you have a real scale, where to start. I don't really like this one, so I'm going to safely put this in the 7s. You know what I mean? You got to tuck it in the 7s.
Honestly, dude, that was the best way you could have put it. Reality. Like, I think all the wine episodes, we've been building a scale in a sense. And then, who knows, maybe there'll be a legit, well, we've talked about different type of wine guessing contest before. I think we're training right now.
Yeah, I think I'm second guessing my 9.5 on my last score too now. I think I should have saved the mid-9s. I don't know. We'll see. Well, it shakes out. We'll see.
What's yours now?
Mine's gonna be not that good. I'm not loving it. I'm gonna go with an 8.1 for this one.
Okay.
I'm going with 7.
7.
I like Kat with the solid numbers. I love it.
Yeah, no, she loves the solid numbers. Yeah. No, I'm telling you, she got really annoyed at me one time.
Was the decimal points?
Yeah, I purposely switched the camera back to her in the editing when I said a decimal, and you just see her go like,
oh, you got the eye roll?
Yeah, the eye roll, yeah.
Well, pay attention to that.
Yeah.
She's teaching you a lesson here, Frankie. Don't be so critical.
Oh, God.
Well,
it was hilarious.
Here's why you need the decimals, and I'll be honest with you. Because if you're going to do 100 of these, you can't have 20 things that you rated a solid.
No, I know.
You know what I mean?
But the thing is, I do use decimals, but he was at a point that...
I
mean, it was nuts.
You weren't going for the second placeholder, right? You were doing solid 8.
No,
But it
has happened on the pod before, not by me.
Somebody gave it a half?
Yeah, they were like 8.37.
No, okay.
I swear to God.
I think
who was that? That was Sam.
That was Sam.
That was Samantha.
Yeah. What were you rating?
Yeah. What we were rating Sauvignon Blancs.
Oh, you were doing wines.
Sauvignon
yeah, wines.
8.37.
Yeah, it was something.
And then
like
they were battling between. All right, I'll give it an 8.35, and then that's when I gave him the roll of the eyes. That's when I did it. Are you kidding?
That's when you get out of control, Frankie boy.
Now we're getting absurd.
But I agree with you. The point, what are you gonna have 10 different rated wines?
Yeah, exactly. So 8.3, 8.2. You got 10 in there.
Well, you have to give the edge. I get it.
Right.
I did do a couple of points.
You did. No, you did. You got 2 there.
Yeah.
You got 2 there. Yeah.
All right. So now we're doing some questions.
Let's do number 6, and then we'll finish the rest of the questions.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is the last one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
Correct.
see.
We got the last one here. Alrighty.
We gotta get you guys one of those electronic the chair seat, so we could just not have to walk up the stairs. You gotta bring the bouncer down there to carry us up.
There we go. All right.
So, Angelo, do you speak a lot at these convention type of things?
I mean, I think every convention I go to, I speak. But you know, in when it comes to fintech and payments, for what we do, I would say like today, right this second, I'm an expert at what we do. Maybe tomorrow I'm not, and yesterday I wasn't. So when I get a chance to like talk about a topic that people really care about, I know it and I live and breathe it. Everything I do, I either live it and breathe it or I don't care about it. It's
Right,
one
exactly.
or the other.
Yeah.
Right? So when it comes to what I'm speaking about this weekend is data security as it relates to fintech and payments in the automotive industry, which is a specialty of ours. So FTC came down on car dealers last year about like bait and switching, right?
Yeah.
Which has been, you know, a major connotation when you think about buying a car is, you know, they say one thing and then when you get to the closing table, it's another thing.
It's a whole different.
So the FTC got involved and said, hey, none of that, whatever, like almost like getting a mortgage, right? When you get a mortgage, it's mandatory that you get a GFE. They don't even call it a GFE, they call it a truth in lending now. And there was always a truth in lending statement, TIL, and there was always a GFE, good faith estimate. So in the car business, now you have to provide the numbers for buying the car before you close. And I think that helps. It helps the customer, obviously, right? But also helps the dealer where there's no more games that need to be played.
Right, exactly.
Like when you have to play games, it's now people are doing it for personal gain. And it's not even the dealer principal that's gaining. It's the salespeople.
It's the salesperson
the F&I
itself.
and the, you know. So that's one thing, right? So that's done. It's everyone's on board. They had it. And taking a automotive dealership and completely digitalizing it is scary. At the same time, it's necessary. But you could digitalize anything, but it could be, you know, susceptible to breaches. Like someone can breach your data. When you go into a car dealer and buy a car, they have everything: your social security number, your home address, a copy, everything that somebody would need to steal your identity. A copy of your driver's license, your social security number, your home address, your credit report, like
your banks,
everything, your bank account, everything. And now you're applying for financing. So with that, and what we do for payments, you know, usually when you buy a car, you're in this system now. So when you go to bring your car for service, that should be almost seamless for you. When you bring your car in, you want to set your appointment online. You want to show up. You want them to know what they're going to do to your car. While they're servicing your car, you want real-time updates. And then when it's time to pay, you almost want to pay before you get there and just show up and pick up your keys.
Pick up the car and go.
Believe it or not, there's dealerships that aren't like that right now. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. And, you know, there's a major demand for electric vehicles right now, which, you know, I don't see it as a demand.
Either do I.
I think it exists, but, you know, you see companies like Hertz Rent-A-Car, who's probably one of the largest, believe it or not.
Didn't they just stop it?
Yep. So what Hertz is probably, so this is like one of those things people are like, really? But I'll make it make sense for you. So Hertz Rent-A-Car and Enterprise are probably the two biggest car or retail automotive sales entities on the planet. They sell more cars than anybody, right? You think, but no, they don't. They rent cars. What do you think they do with those when they're done? They sell them. Wow, secondary market, right?
Yeah.
That's where they make their money. So they went ahead and, all right, EVs is the way of the future. California, Chicago, all these liberal states are saying, hey, we need to have EVs loaded up, and we're going to make it mandatory. So what did Hertz do? They went and bought a shitload of EVs. Well, what do you think they hated about them? They can't sell them.
They can't sell them.
They have no value. So what did they do? They offloaded, I think, about 20% of their EV inventory. They just got rid of it at a loss.
Yeah.
So we don't want them. And what did they replace them with? Fuel-powered cars.
I just was reading a huge article on that last week.
So when something like that happens at that scale, it moves the market. So the other day 2 weeks ago, we had freezing cold temperatures across the country. There was lines of Teslas lining up that just died.
Yeah.
If you have anything outside your house right now that's powered by battery, which I do, I have one camera somewhere in one of my yards that's powered by battery. It died.
Yeah.
Not because the battery died, it froze. And it said low battery due to low temperatures. Goodbye.
Yeah.
What do you think's happening with this massive battery that's in your EV powered vehicle? So Ford, GM, they're losing. If Ford didn't sell that F-Series truck, they'd be bankrupt because their EVs took a shit. GM, Cadillac, Denali, all these EV versions of their cars.
Yeah.
No one's buying. You ever see them? No. You don't
No,
see them.
no. But me personally, I think it's a little bit more of a fad than like anything, like in a sense. Like I do see like the pros of it in a sense. Like I guess like good for the environment or whatever. I don't really know. I don't know.
How do they make the batteries? They have to mine.
Yeah.
How do they
What's
mine?
gonna happen?
Yes,
What's
but
gonna happen?
as far as
How do you charge? So let me ask you a real basic question.
yeah,
How do you charge an electric vehicle? You plug it in, right?
yeah.
What is powering the electricity of your house or that station? Coal. We're burning
Right.
coal to provide electricity.
Yeah.
So, what did you accomplish?
I guess not much.
Nah.
And the
But
cost is
what about-
higher and
what-
the resale value is lower, so it's a loss. It's a loser.
What happens to the grid?
But they can't handle it.
They can't handle it.
So if you were to
When the temperatures are so high in the summer that they shut down,
right, they
you
lower
could-
the power.
They lower the power. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. Imagine
Everybody-
everyone had one.
If everybody had one.
And right now, like 3% of everyone has one, and the
I mean,
grids are failing.
it doesn't make any sense to me.
In the wintertime when it's 20
When
degrees,
it's 28 degrees, what are you going to do?
you can't have a EV car. Like, you know, how does that work? How does it work out? It almost like it's intentional. Like, oh, we don't want you to have a reliable vehicle. And we want you to
I think everything now
rely
is
on the
intentional,
grid.
don't you?
What about total anarchy? And they just flip the switch.
Yep.
You're not driving anymore.
And we don't like what you've been saying on Twitter, Frankie boy.
That's
We're gonna
right.
shut down your electricity. You
That's
can't
right.
power your car.
Yeah.
Well, we could have a podcast just about that.
I agree with that.
And we'll keep the wine in there. Too. We'll keep the wine flowing for that.
I agree with
All right,
that.
let's go
too.
for the last one.
Did you empty?
Oh no, sorry. I thought you wanted to drink a
No,
little.
no, no.
Okay, I gotcha.
I didn't love that one. That was my lowest score one.
I gotcha.
Not wasting brain cells on that one.
Well, this one I've got to give a decimal point because I'm getting abused.
It's really more
Stop
an
it.
observation.
Yeah,
We never
it's an
abuse you.
observation. Yeah, yeah.
Kat,
It's
we
fine,
won't-
okay, to abuse me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I think you need to. We're advising you to use decimal points so you can save scores for future podcasts.
Yes,
That's
correct,
very
correct.
good.
All right, so I'll go
Well, this
for
is
that one.
my... How many have I done so far? 5? 6?
Could be 5.
5?
You're a star.
We did.
You're on the IMDb for ranked
Ooh.
videos right now.
That's right.
For
wanna
a
know what I thought
reoccurring
about-
participant, cast member.
Oh, the old lady's back.
No, no, stop it.
Oh, come on, it's funny.
You want to know what I thought about the other day? That I mean, I didn't do much on it, but I'm like pretty proud of it. I'm on IMDb. I am a credit on
Yeah, buddy.
IMDb
I know you are.
on Rats, the documentary Rats.
Can we get a selfie in here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, let me get myself in there a little more. Oh, we got it.
Nice. I love that. I love
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, and I want.
Congrats.
Hey, more to come, maybe.
Ooh, right, baby. So we're going to have to give your mom a new name concerning staples. The hardest questions.
Right. Is that what she Googled? The hardest questions about Tuscany?
Wine and how to pronounce these
idea.
Latin phrases.
Looking at the score, like the first 5 were layups. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
For you and I, and then they just got massively hard. Questions no one would ever know.
Once I couldn't
Well,
start
even
pronouncing
the
stuff, I was like, "What's
answers.
going on?"
Well, cheers, guys,
Cheers.
Salute.
for the last one.
Is this number 6?
Yes.
This
So
is
like
it.
on the thing, it's got to go 6.
Ding. Yeah.
I'm thinking you're gonna like this one.
I'm really liking this one. Yeah.
Scoring is gonna get tough right now. It's gonna be tough because I like it too, and I don't know what that is.
Definitely my highest rated.
And which was
My highest rated right now is the 8.
The last one.
No. 8.6. That was my first one.
Oh,
that was the first one. Yeah. The sweetness to it. That's actually what I like the most, honestly. If I recall right, the last one was it was darker than this one, right?
Yeah. Oh wait, this is one of the lightest ones actually.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, this is pretty light.
So this is what we talk about tannins, right? So we're talking about there's like microscopic matter in the wine, right? Because it's crushed grapes, right? So there's matter in it. So how it like filters through. So that's why when you swirl it, you're really just remixing it. Like, you know, when people have an iced coffee and some of the ice melts and there's like a big puddle of water at the bottom, and they remix it. Yeah, that's what you're doing with the wine too. You're remixing it. You can't shake a bottle of wine because that'd be silly. But once you pour it in the glass, you'll reshake the liquid.
Well, what I wanted to say before was that, like, even though the other one was darker, like, it was still decently sweet in my opinion too. It's that's also weird how it worked. Yeah. All right. Well.
Let's go.
All right. Finally, I'm going in the 9s.
Ooh.
With a 9.2.
So now you know when you walk into a liquor store, this is going to be one of the wines you gravitate to.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I like it too. I got to be honest. I think I'm going high 8s. What is this?
I don't know.
It's nice.
It is nice.
It's definitely a blend. This is definitely a blend because there's a lot going on there. I'm getting like lots of good plum,
little cherry.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 8-9. Right under the 9 for me.
Nice. Okay. I was just like looking at all your other scores right now, see where that placed there.
Yeah, this was good. A little different.
Yeah.
I really like this one too. I like this one. Shit.
You take it at a decimal point. That's why she's trying to figure out the right decimal point right now.
Yeah.
Can I do an 8.95?
Whoa! Really?
After we talked about the hair.
Yeah.
Put it down, right?
Yeah.
All right. 8.95.
Thought I'd never see the day. Hey,
Well, you just saw it.
All right. So we got all our.
That's number 6
here.
bottle.
This is our last one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll put that in the number 6 spot right there. All right. So listen, I think. How about this? We'll do this. We'll do because there's a decent amount. We'll do 3 more questions. Make that the final score. See who wins that. Then we'll reveal the wines.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
Let's see what Dee came up with for these questions.
And I'm not gonna put this like flat on the table anymore because.
Ooh, easy. I think you need a better angle. There you go.
All right. There we go. All right. A journey through Napa Valley wouldn't be complete without a taste of this bold, full-bodied red wine that has become the region's home. Was this cut out too? Maybe. But anyway, the answers are Cabernet, Gamay, Zinfandel, Catawba. You want? Wait, Graham, I'll let you hold on. You want to hold on to this? No.
For what?
Oh. Wait, I think I might know this. Here you go.
I'm rooting for you right now, Frankie.
I somewhat think one of the answers is an obvious one, but so I'm kind of not going to go with that. I'm going with this. Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, Frankie.
Cinefigel is not.
I like second
Why
guess,
do you
like
do
trick
that?
myself. I don't know, man.
So the thought process you just went through is the opposite of what every human does. Go with your gut. Go with the obvious answer. Why did you do that?
I don't know, dude.
Well, let's see.
I don't know, dude. All right.
Go. What was your gut? Cabernet.
Cabernet. It
Why
was
did you
Cabernet,
go?
bro. Yeah.
Hold on. What's the answer?
Oh. You guys both put the same thing. I'm like, fuck. All right. Okay. That was number 10. No, wait.
No, it was number 9.
Where is that one?
Right here.
Oh. That
Number
was,
9.
yeah, number 9. Yeah, Cabernet. Yep.
You knew the answer.
I know.
I almost want to give it to you. You knew the answer, but you wrote down the wrong one.
Yes. All right. Number 10. Through the practice is banned in this Tuscan appellation today. Mm-hmm. Producers of Chianti Classico were once allowed to blend white grapes in. Well, we can't even do this one because it's true and false, and we don't know what they blended white
I
grapes
cut
in. Yeah, it cut off. All right, so next one. See, this
Thank
was
God.
good. This was good. There's backups. All right. Generally speaking, what flavors might you expect from a rich California Chardonnay? Grass, dragon fruit, minerals, and green chilies. That's just one answer there. 2, tropical fruits, orchard fruits, and pastry. 3, is it leech fruit?
Lychee?
Lychee.
Yeah, lychee. Lychee fruit, perfume, rose, and ginger. Or 4, cassis, mint, cigar box, and mushroom. Chardonnay.
Read the first one.
Yeah.
Grass, dragon fruit, minerals, and green chilies. Or chilies. It has the E there.
Okay, read the second one again.
Tropical fruits, orchard fruits, and pastry. 3 is lychee fruit, perfume, rose, and ginger.
None of those really make sense to me. But
No. And what's the last one?
Cassis, right?
cassis, yeah,
Cas-
like fennel.
Yeah.
Okay. Cassis, cigar box, and mushroom.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with.
Go what you got.
You both have
First
the same
answer.
damn answer.
I don't know about that.
You both wrote it at the same time. I'm just thinking, like, all right, well, that had to have been obvious. Like, what to choose.
What was your obvious answer? What did your gut tell you? Chardonnay. You did one on.
Okay.
It's not Sauvignon Blanc, right? You did Sauvignon Blanc. You know what that
Yeah.
tastes like, so it doesn't taste like that.
No.
So
no.
cancel those off. The fruities, the pastries, all that stuff.
I'll be honest with you. I'll like walk you through what I'm and then I'll
Thought
say the
process.
answer. Yeah.
Okay.
So Chardonnay, I find very it's good, but I find very like almost like dry and like I guess kind of bitter in a sense. So the first thing I think of is cigar box. So I'm going 4. All right, 3, 2, 1.
See?
Let's hope it's.
Oh, God.
We're wrong.
We're wrong?
We're wrong.
What does it say? I'm
I
very
can't believe
curious.
that. So am I.
Okay. Yeah, this is 11. It's number 2 apparently, where it's tropical fruits, orchard
way.
fruits,
No
and
way.
pastry.
That
Are you
is
sure it said
so
Chardonnay?
dead wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
California Chardonnay. Yeah,
That is so dead wrong.
I'm thinking mushroom, earthy, oaky, buttery.
It's oaky, number butter. Yeah.
The cigar
That
box
is-
got the oak in it.
Yes, that's why. I mean,
You had the right idea. We agree with you. We have to find out the source of these questions.
yeah.
I think you
Because
just got to make Google 2.0.
You gotta fix. Grandma and Angelo got the last one before that. There you go. And did you get the last one or no?
I got.
You still only have one.
What?
You still only have one?
Yeah. I do.
All right, come on, get the last one. This is the last
All right,
one.
This is
last
the
one.
last
Yes,
one.
last one. Yeah, here we go. All right. Another Chardonnay question. All right.
Let's see.
Chardonnay has staked a claim in Italian vineyards over the past few decades and is a fundamental grape for which sparkling wines? No, we might not be able to do this one. Okay, let me reread this.
The Chardonnay grape and Italian sparkling wines. And this should be.
Yeah, which sparkling wines made.
No.
Yeah, so, okay, here we go. Okay. Which Italian region in this list is home to Prosecco production? We actually have 5 multiple choice. Tuscany, Sicily, Piedmont,
Piedmont.
Veneto, Alto Adige.
Adige.
So Tuscany, Sicily, Piedmont, Veneto, Alto Adige. Prosecco production.
Let me see that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Alto Adige. That's where they make Pinot Grigio.
Okay, so no, I don't have the same answer as you. But my answer kind of makes sense.
I'm excited to see.
Well, do
Mine's
you
a
know
guess.
yours right?
No, mine's a guess.
Oh,
It's
okay.
an educated guess.
Okay.
Could still be wrong because I have a second guess.
Gotcha.
I have no idea.
I'm basing that off of what I think the flavor profiles of Prosecco are versus where this region that makes that wine.
Okay. My basis on my answer was it sounds like where it's from, so that's where it's gonna go. No, like it.
I like your strategy. It could work. Sometimes the obvious answer is the answer.
We'll see what happens.
All right.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
I did Alto Adige.
So did I.
Okay, I did the Piedmont, and that was you got it. Where? Oh, right here. That was 13. So Veneto.
No one got it.
No one got it.
Veneto.
Yeah. All
It was
right.
an educated guess.
Yeah. All right, where they make Pinot Grigio.
All
All right.
Well, Angelo, my friend, you are the winner there with yeah. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 7 points. I don't know why that line across there. Grandma, you did very well with 5, and I got 1.
Congrats.
Well, listen,
All right.
let's finish these together.
Yes.
Cheers, guys. That was
Valiant effort.
Yes.
And we're still standing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Christmas Eve all over again. That night, I think we drank like 8, right? We had 8 bottles of wine between maybe us 3, a few to Dom, a few here and there, but we really did.
Yeah, we did good.
Mikey Musco too had a couple.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good night.
It was a good night.
All right, let's do the unveiling now.
All right.
Really, really curious about this right now.
Yeah.
Number 1. I gave it an
Are you
8.5.
sure this is number 1, right?
Yeah, no, I have them in order right here.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so I gave it an 8.5. Grandma and Angelo gave it a 9. Let's see what we got.
Oh.
This is one you brought here?
Yes. Which
That's the
one
Olga
is this?
Boss.
The
That's a
Monte.
99 pointer, 2016.
Alright, very nice.
That might have been the
Very
highest
nice.
rated one in there.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
It was.
That was a great wine.
Yes.
Very good wine
Gotta put
there.
the cork in that one.
Next time we do this, I'm going to bring you the Coravin so you can save the bottles. It pokes a hole right through the cork and
Yeah.
it sucks it out through air, and you pour it and the bottle stays intact. Once you take the pin out, the cork recloses. It's
Oh,
wild.
that's awesome.
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
let's see. Number 2.
Number 2, I gave this an 8. Grandma gave it an 8.5. Angelo gave it an 8.7. We got here a...
That's
Cabrera.
mine.
Cabrera. That
Beautiful.
was the one you brought, yes.
That was a nice
There
bottle.
you go.
I like that one too.
It is nice. The blue label and whatnot. The label, the gold label
This is
to
one I
it.
got.
I like it a
Yeah.
lot. I like the look of it. All right. Number 3. I gave it a 8.1. Oh, this is the one where it was a little polarized. So I gave it the 8.1. I liked it. Grandma gave it the 6. Angelo was 7.4. We got... This is one that I got. The Fontaloro, Felsina Fontaloro, 2018 Toscana. This is the one that I believe was the more expensive one I bought, actually.
And that's 100% Sangiovese. Just so, that's a true Toscana.
The two, yeah, from the yeah.
So this was number 3.
This was number 3.
So this was an 8.1 from you, 6
Yeah.
from Grandma, 7.4 from me.
Yeah.
All right, makes
Yeah.
sense.
This was the I went different price points with it. This was the more
Expensive.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And I'm happy I liked it. I'm happy I like this one. All right. Number
That was
4.
my most expensive one.
Oh, which one? The Cabrera? Okay, gotcha. All right. Oh, no, not even. Cabrillo. I'm sorry. I think I pronounced it wrong.
Cabreo's all right. That's true Italian pronunciation.
There you go.
The E is an E.
4. I gave this one an 8.3. Grandma an 8.9. Angelo a 9.5.
Whoa, that's his.
Feel like it has to be, maybe. Let's see what we got. No, this one was mine.
Oh, which one is that?
Vino Nobile.
Yes.
That's a Reserva. That's a
The
nice bottle.
Reserva. This is why I picked it up, because I said it said Reserva.
That's a nice bottle.
Yeah.
I like that one a
Let me
lot.
see. Oh, right.
Really nice bottle. That was a good choice. I like that
Good
bottle a lot.
choice.
It was when I saw it, I was like, because we talked about the Reservas before. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. We
That's
gotta
when the
get one of
Vinta
those
says,
up.
Yeah,
this is
I know.
my Reserva.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right,
Now we got to see what the others.
here we go.
So now are you presenting these to the camera? Let's put them in.
Oh no, I took videos of them beforehand.
Okay.
They'll be displayed.
I'll represent them right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. There you go. All right. Yeah. That looks good actually. There. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Number 5. I gave it an 8.4. Grandma, you gave it a 7. Angelo, an 8.1. Let's see what we got.
That's
Rambo.
mine.
Beautiful. Fresco
Whoa.
Maldi. Big vineyard.
That's mine.
So this was that one. Okay.
Yes.
Got
was-
decent scores. This was a decent score one. 8-4 from Frank.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was. You get Grandma. You gave this one the 7, and then you gave it
8.1.
that is an 8.1. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll put this one again. This was in order.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right.
Now this
I-
is a serious. If this is the bottle I think it is, it's a serious bottle. We gave it decent scores. Frank gave us the best one. Let's see.
This is my highest rated. Me, I gave it a 9.2. Grandma, 8.95. And then Angelo an 8.9. So we got...
This is the Prince of Super Tuscans. The Prince. 2000.
Oh my God.
Classica.
That's what. Oh my God.
Ah. Wait, this is the one that was
14
like...
though. It's a 14. Wasn't a fantastic year.
but that's damn
This
good.
This is one you brought. This
No,
is
he
the
was
one
talking
that,
about
This
what
is the one
happened.
that was wrapped up already before I rewrapped. Like,
But you
it
had
was
spoken
rewrapped.
about that quite in detail.
Yeah. So I have I bought 2 cases of the 2014, and when I first opened the first 2 bottles, they were no good. So the remaining 8 or 6 that I had, the last 2 I drank were pretty good. The 14 wasn't their best year, so it rated high, but not the highest with us.
All right, so this is the winner.
No.
From what? No.
Well,
For
I guess
Frank, it was the winner.
for me it was the winner. Yeah,
We all gave it high scores. I think that might have been your highest score too. Okay.
8.9, 8.95,
No, I did a 9.
9.2.
I did a 9.
Oh, you did a 9. Right.
Wait, this is the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sassy.
8.95.
Yeah, but I did a 9 the first
She did a
one.
9 the first one.
Oh, I thought you were talking about specifically this one right here.
So this was
Okay,
the first one.
So you won the both wine battles.
I believe so.
was the
Yes.
second.
Yeah.
This was the 3rd. This was the 4th. This was the 5th, and this
And
is
that
the
was the
6th.
6th.
Sassicaya. So this guy should win every
Win everything.
competition that it goes into.
Yeah.
Without a
And
doubt.
it won.
It did. You want to know what I'm actually the most happiest about?
That we did
Angelo's
pretty good.
highest rated is what I got. Not That was
I really
good.
enjoyed this. This one was very, very... So here's why I liked it.
Yeah.
So out of the first 3 we had, I knew this was this. The second I took a sip of it, I knew this was the Brunello. So Brunello, it's still a Tuscan wine. The Brunello is the Brunello di Montalcino. Like, that's their opus.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the blenders come in and blend to the point where they make their best wines. This wine itself, 2016, was the talk of the town. Like, this was it. This vineyard is actually owned by Massimo Ferragamo. So you know the
Really?
clothing brand Salvatore Ferragamo,
Ferragamo,
the shoes,
yeah.
the belts, the clothes.
Shoe guys, yeah.
This is his vineyard. Salvatore Ferragamo's vineyard. The chairman is Massimo Ferragamo. Very famous because it's beautiful. Like, to stay on the vineyard in one of their villas, billionaires stay there. The George Clooney's of the world, the Dubai guys, they all stay at this place because it's that kind of place. And they make a phenomenal wine. So this is like the Jordan brand of wine.
Yeah.
You understand? That's why I knew as soon as I tasted, this is it. You could just taste the quality, and it got the scores. Not so much from Frankie Boy.
Yeah.
Frankie Boy
yeah.
liked the Sassicaia, which for winemakers and wine drinkers, this is the undisputed prince.
No, that was
of Super
delicious.
Tuscan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, maybe the queen.
Very nice. Love it.
What a great... we really showed up. We did a great job.
We did. I agree.
really
I
did.
agree.
We ranked them really well. For this not being their best year and to rank where it ranked, it makes complete sense.
Very good. Well, I want to thank you both for being here today. I had a wonderful time.
Same here.
Wine taste testing with you both and testing our knowledge in wines, which I think it's pretty clear to say I need to do my homework. But besides that, fact,
You need to drink more wine. That's it.
yes, exactly. But no, Angelo, I want to thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate you. We'll have you on for more pods to come. Even if it's not wine, we'll talk about more stuff along the way. And then, Grandma, as always, thank you for being
The
Thank you,
star of
my
the
love.
show.
star of the show. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the star of the show.
Guys, I want to thank you too for watching this episode. If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Also, follow us on all social media platforms at Frank_videos. And if you want to listen to this video, podcast, audio only version, I think you want to watch it on YouTube though while we're drinking. But you can listen to all the other podcasts, audio only version, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. And with all that being said, we hope you have a wonderful night. See you for the next episode. Peace out.
God bless America.
God bless.
When medication commercials list down all the possible side effects and dangers of it at a really fast pace. You know how they do that? Like, it's like, they're at a really nice pace explaining what it could do for you and everything on a commercial, and then at the very end, you know what I mean? Like, it goes like that. Bro, I think technology is advanced enough where like you could put a QR code on the TV and they could just like read it if they were actually interested in it.
There's probably a legality thing with it that they have to list it in their commercial. That's the reason why.
I agree with that. Yeah, I do see that.
Yeah.
And I also understand the fact that they are saying it really fast at the end because a part of a commercial is to just promote it, not disadvantage it.
But if you think about it. They only talk about the positives, and then when it comes to the negatives, they go fast because they don't want you to focus on that.
Exactly. But you know what? That's kind of fucked up.